Our first guest has the #1 morning radio program in New York City and also Philadelphia. His syndicated television show can be seen every week. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the one, the only, the lovely and talented Howard Stern.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show, and once again, just to stay on schedule because of the popularity of the program, I want to make sure that I get better reviews for this show than Letterman got for the Oscars. I want to take a commercial break right here so that I don't interrupt my own flow. Let me take a break. Got to take a little break, Robin, even though we just sat down.
Oh.
And then we'll come back and start the program right after these words.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Yeah. Who's that, Diamond Dave?
Oh, yeah.
There's Jackie helping him out. Jackie can rock. Look at him. He can get up there just as high as David Lee Roth. That's David Lee. Here comes Jackie. Yeah, listen. See? Our own Jackie knows how to rock.
Why, Jackie never made it as a musician, I'll never know.
I don't know. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know he was supposed to do that. He was busy doing this crap.
They call it marijuana, and before this song is done,
There's like 20 guys singing at once. Jackie, what'd you do on this song? Did you, like, sing over your own voice, or?
That's me and Chris Bates singing in tandem.
Is that right?
And then they doubled it. We sang over it a second time.
Why?
It's two guys singing twice. So it's four guys.
I don't know. Jackie's mic must be louder than the other guy, because all I hear is Jackie.
We sound alike.
It's pretty amazing. You know how much effort went into learning how to sing that simultaneously?
We sang it many, many times.
Yeah, I mean, way too much effort. You guys must have really believed in this song.
I'll tell the world. I don't know why.
Is he still writing?
Who, Jackie?
No, this song is finished.
So Jackie's still writing this. Still polishing. The nice thing about it is it's so clear what's going on in the song. And
Who casted that first stone?
yeah, what's he playing? Here's a partner. Hold on. What were you playing? Stop the song for a second. What were you playing?
We were at a party playing music.
And your partner?
We smiled at each other when the party got going.
Is your partner a girl?
No, my partner's the guy I'm singing with.
Oh.
We're playing guitar and singing and
boogieing.
rocking and rolling.
Yeah. And you
They
guys started...
boogied right along.
And because you were drinking and smoking pot, you started smiling at each other.
Exactly. Well, we hadn't smoked pot yet. See, that's the idea of the song.
Oh, I see. You're just like
We're
going
drinking,
along and
hanging
drinking,
out.
and everything's fine. It's just that when you smoke the pot, everything goes to another level.
Hi-yo.
All right.
Does the song get better?
So is pot better than beer?
I don't know.
Well, in a way it is, because you're saying you only had a good time with the beer.
It's kind of a dead heat, you know.
Yeah.
I know, it sounds like pot's more fun because cold gold makes you old before your time.
Boy, Fred has really studied this.
What it sounds like to me is that Jackie's having a good party going with the beer, but to take it that extra mile, he has to smoke his pot.
Exactly.
So it's like...
Pushing it to another level.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard this song a couple of times, and it sounds like when the pot comes into it...
This song is a story about my 27th birthday, and what happened was we had this big party, and we had kegs and kegs of beer, but for my birthday they gave me a cake with 27 joints of Colombian pot as the candle. So after we played a few songs, we stopped.
All right, let's listen some more, because that wasn't so clear. I never knew that. Now I have new information.
There's something to look forward to.
And then the party kicked in.
Let me hear that.
And everybody changed, got livelier and crazier, and danced around and sing. They clapped their hands, they stopped the beat, you downright weird. The song crashed to a frenzy close, and everybody cheered.
See the point I'm making?
Yeah.
Well, seriously, stop this for a second. Jackie's saying that the party was going great, But
Yeah,
man,
everybody was having a good time.
when pot entered the room,
Went into hyperdrive.
everything
Yeah.
kicked in.
Oh, heck, they started getting
It raises
weird.
everything to a different level.
Right, so you would say that beer is okay, but pot is everything.
Well,
Look out!
everything pushes towards the goal.
If you could only have one, you would take pot over beer.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Interesting.
They're partners.
Well, it depends on the situation.
You could never just take one.
Yeah, if he couldn't get that keg of beer into the place, he'd take the pot.
But if you were on an island, like Lord of the Flies, no, come on, be honest. Just don't try to be funny. You're funnier when you're not trying to be funny.
No, to tell you the truth, if you smoke pot, you feel like drinking a beer. But if you drink beer, you don't necessarily feel like smoking a beer.
All right, there
So
you
if I
go.
was stuck with one,
Fair.
I would probably want an endless supply of beer as opposed to...
Okay.
Because then he'd always have the want for beer
Right.
when he smoked the pot and never be able to get it.
Yeah, a lot of people want to know this.
I don't know who.
Let me just hear the rest of the song. I love that guitar work. Glenn Campbell Jr. Here we go. Uh-oh. Things quieting down.
Later, much later, we were all sitting around. Most of the girls were tired, so most of the fellas drowned. The party's almost over, was the splendid time all gone. We eyed each other nervously and dreamed of getting it on.
So the girls are pretty tired.
The guys are getting upset.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody changed, got funnier and friendlier, intentions became plain.
See? Reefer. Reefer to the rescue.
When we all got naked and everybody roll out the reaper.
Such a grown man. This guy's like 50.
I wrote this in 1971.
I'm sure you did.
And you'll all be gone by the time this song is done, so won't you roll out the reaper? So get the dancing around. You'll find that people
One thing about Jackie, he sounded like he was 50 in 1971.
I'll give you that.
You know, you just don't imagine a guy smoking pot and playing this music.
Yeah. Beautiful.
You're supposed to be at least the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, I don't know where Jackie's influences came from, but I don't know, like, that music would indicate that he grew up in the Ozarks.
Yeah. And that he should be smoking tobacco.
Wacky tobacco.
I wrote
Super
that in
song.
Albuquerque.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Makes
okay.
a big difference.
Yeah.
It does. Had an influence.
And there's
Where'd you write Cold Gold?
That was written in my cellar in New York City.
which is almost the identical
Yeah.
song, except it's about beer.
Sounds so different.
Yeah.
You're welcome to sing along. It goes just like this.
Well, you are right
Coco
there.
makes your way before your time. Coco makes your seat back to your prime. Whiskey's for celebrating beer. Just your body weight comes out of your beer. You're drunk. Ready?
Great song.
Where's the simple one?
I still got a few other ones I got to bring in for you.
Yeah, you got to bring them all in. I want to analyze
Is
it.
he still writing music? I mean, the world
I believe so.
deprived.
Well, you know, we take them away from that.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
Gold makes you old way before your time. Cold gold makes you sleep right through your prime. Now whiskey is for celebrating. Beer just gives you body weight and comes out of your ears before you're drunk. That's right.
Jackie actually has rules.
Six pack and go to
You know what's funny? He has spent more time thinking about what beer does to you.
And how you're supposed to
See, that's
drink
why I
it.
think he likes
Yeah.
pot better.
No, he says he don't like pop better.
But it makes you old before your time.
Yeah, but he doesn't care
But
about
look, even with all those drawbacks, he won't stop.
Yeah, the
that. We think
idea.
Jackie's a health freak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't mind being old
This is
before his
all
time.
the downsides about beer, but it's a celebration.
He still
anyway.
loves it.
Yeah.
It's like a girl that breaks your heart, but you keep going back to the well.
Right, you don't give up women.
Don't stop.
You're right.
Right. Go ahead.
Cause look by the gas, you start to store and store. You got a belly like you're pregnant. And a woman you got a big, and you'll be much to look at anyway. Well, taste it when you're 10 and drink it by 13. Wait until you realize it. Makes you routine and make
Hillbilly Jackie.
a madman. Let's hope it's just a.
All right, I can't take any more. I can't take any more. First of all, on the show this morning, there's a couple of things I want to say. Turn
Would
off
you write a new song, Jackie? I just want to see what would come out of him today.
It wouldn't sound any different than those
I
two.
want to hear.
I will write a love song to Robin.
Okay, that I'd like to hear. In all seriousness,
Cold Globes.
cold globes make you old?
No.
Make you young. Cold globes make you young. Those big globes. Cold globes. Very nice.
Roll out the Hooters.
Good. Why don't you get to work on that?
Yeah, really.
All right.
The parody.
Now, don't limit yourself. You could write a new tune, too, if you want.
I'm hearing that you had a few things in your past that you did too, Robin.
A few things.
When I was being a songwriter, what were you doing?
She was a stripper.
I was a nurse.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Why don't you write a song about that? I think it's...
She was a prostitute for a
I thought
coke
she was
dealer.
selling coke.
Yeah, wait, you read her book.
She was a stripper.
There's a whole wacky world going on.
Yeah, but I'm a nut. I'm writing songs.
Yeah.
What a jerk I am.
I said to Jackie, how could you have not read Robin's book yet? I said, you always get into fights with her. I said,
You have to
you're going to be so well armed. I said, I don't understand. I don't even understand how you haven't read it yet.
It's like having a...
How does he know that if he hasn't read it?
Because he just hears guys telling me stuff.
Really? That's in there? I read like 4 sentences, and I'm like flabbergasted.
That was enough. All right, listen, I have a bunch of things I want to say. First of all, what is that, Jackie? Are you still doing a show?
I'm sorry.
Okay. I don't know.
What are we doing on the show today?
I don't know.
What's Jackie doing on the show?
I really don't need to be here. All right, everyone settle down now. I need to talk. A couple of things I need to say. First of all, it is a triumphant day for me because it was like 2 years ago or a year ago. I don't even know when this happened because I have no sense of time or memory.
But you suffered an embarrassment.
I suffered an embarrassment a year ago. Is it 2 years ago now?
I think it's been almost 2 years.
I started working in Chicago. We all did. On a horrible station, an AM station, that I did not even want to go to. And I probably should save this because I think we're going to have a press conference on Monday in Chicago. But, I mean, Chicago obviously is an important city for us. Chicago is a big city.
It's the hub.
It's the second city. But there's a lot of people there, and obviously if you're going to break into the Midwest, you better break into Chicago if you're going to, be happening.
You can't say you've opened the land unless you have Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago's as important as L.A. Sort of.
Well, not as important.
Right. But it's
important.
Yeah. It's more important than New York. So, anyway, I mean, most people want to be on the radio in Chicago because, Zany's Comedy Club is in Chicago.
And Second City.
Yeah, but Zany's more important. And, you want to be exposed to all the different artists who work at Zany's.
That's right.
So that you can be accepted by your peers.
Get recognition.
Yeah. Anyway, about a year or two ago, a guy from this station, The Loop, came to me and said, would you like to be on the FM station in the mornings? And I said, that sounds pretty good. And somewhere along the line, I don't know what happened, they said, no, you're going to have to be on the AM. And I said to this guy, I forget his name even. I know we're in the middle of suing him, but what's that guy's name?
Larry Wirt.
Larry Wirt. He came to me, and this guy, Mr. Slick, knows everything about Chicago. And Howard, you might think you know about radio, but I know all about radio in Chicago, and you don't know anything. And okay, all right, fine, Larry. Well, just tell me what the thing is. We're going to put you on the AM station because we want to build an AM talk station there, and you'll be the morning guy. And I just said, you know what? First of all, I turned to some of the guys who run this company, and I just said, look, I don't say I know much, but when it comes to characters, this guy's the #1 character. He's telling us what he knows about radio. He's telling us all this crap. Guy doesn't even seem sincere. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And I would pass on Chicago for now, waiting for a really good situation. Let's wait when we can go on an FM signal where we can be heard, and we're not going to be... I think this guy's got a hidden agenda. I really do. I don't think he's on our team. I don't think he really cares if we're successful or not. I think he's got a whole station stacked with radio personalities who all do variations of my show. And if I flunk, hey, it'll be just as good for him because it'll get me out of Chicago. I don't know. I don't want to be on an AM station in Chicago because it's going to take 2.5 to 3 years before we're in the top 10. It's slower on AM. And this guy's not going to be patient. I can tell. This is the kind of guy who just has to have it now. It's like funny. I was looking at the ratings yesterday in Baltimore. We're on an AM station in Baltimore. The reason I agreed to go on the AM station in Baltimore is because I knew the owner of the company, Mel, who, we work for, he'd be very patient. Because I said to him, it's going to take a while. Now I see we went through the roof in Baltimore, but this is like 4 years later.
Yeah, we didn't even realize we were on in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's Baltimore. I mean, as good as this show is and as bad as the radio is in Baltimore, it takes people a lot of time to find it on AM radio.
Because everybody switches to FM, and it's a chore to switch back to AM looking for something. First, people have to find out. They don't go over there for any reason.
Yeah, unless you've sort of been in the market for 10 years or something.
Now they do because they know we're there.
Yeah. You know, or like if you're a guy who has been around in a radio, like if I had been in Chicago for 15 years and they put me on an AM station, I'd say, okay, I could handle it because people know me and they know what I do.
And people would look for you there.
Yeah, we have a following. So this guy, Larry Wirt, says to me, no, don't worry, I know all about radio and all the stations suck, and blah, 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 and you're going to do great. I said, okay, so be it, fine. I wasn't going to sit and argue. The other people at this company wanted me on in Chicago at this station. I was against it. I voted against it. But okay, I only have about a 1/5 vote in all of this. So I went along with it. Because everyone was saying, "What's the matter? You afraid to go on in Chicago?" I go, "No, I'm not afraid. I just don't think the situation's right." So and I want to go on in a good situation. It's sort of like I've turned down jobs because I didn't think it was a good situation.
Unlike Jackie.
Right. Unlike Jackie. It turns out nothing. But, you know, I didn't think it was a real good situation for us, whatever. And this guy, Larry Wirt, is, so I go on there. And I start to mention that all the other radio personalities on the station are just ripping me off. And they're a bunch of dickwads. And this guy, Larry's like, you can't do that. That's the wrong thing to do. You can't make fun of our Kevin Matthews. And I go, I don't even know who Kevin Matthews is. No offense. But it sounds like he's doing my show. And I don't give a rat's ass about Kevin Matthews. He could eat me. I don't give a rat's ass about Kevin Matthews. Well, Kevin is very upset, and he's the star of the AM station, and you've upset him. I said, so who cares? You think people aren't going to listen to me because Kevin Matthews is upset? Who is he to them? Oh, he's very beloved here in Chicago. I said, you know what? If Kevin Matthews' nuts explode tomorrow, it doesn't affect me. I could care less.
And we've seen these beloved radio personalities before. Mark and Brian were beloved.
Yeah, everyone's beloved.
A lot of people were beloved before we got to town.
Yeah, and then jackass Danny Bonaduce's on the station, and he's getting into the fight. He's yelling about me. Meanwhile, he owes his whole career to me.
Yeah, I thought he and Kevin teamed up.
Yeah. Danny Bonaduce.
Fight you.
Yeah. And then I started making fun of Fat Steve Dahl, who, you know, evidently his career has exploded into nothingness.
Did his career explode or did he explode?
I think he exploded and the career exploded. His partner left him and his whole career fell apart.
Are you kidding? That guy left?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, he couldn't stand working with that fat slob. So, anyway, to make a long story short, this guy Larry Wirt keeps coming to me and telling me how we're a big family and we're supposed to love each other. I said, well, there's no love for me with any of these guys. But, you know, hey, Larry, what can I tell you? Just leave the show alone. Then Larry starts calling me 2 months in. How come we're not number one? How come the ratings aren't up? I said, Larry, what did I tell you?
He was the one who knew radio.
Yeah, right? I said, Larry, it's going to take a few years. I don't care who you put on this AM station. Oh, yeah, well, we could put a lot of people on this, and they would do much better than you. And So then they fire us, which is really humiliating because it makes it look like we failed. Meanwhile, there was a report in Robert Feder, I don't know how to say his name. Feder's column, that when we left, we had a 1.9. Well, actually, when we left, our last monthly had gone up to a 2.9 on this dirtbag radio station, this nothing radio station. So our ratings were starting to go up.
Right, we were beginning to make a dent.
Yeah, we certainly weren't number one there yet, and I told them we wouldn't be number one, it would take a couple of years. So they fire us. They put Fat Steve Dahl in there, who's been in the market for 15 years. He goes on and bombs even worse than us.
And that's wonderful.
And he's been there 15 years, and he actually had a following.
Beloved.
Yeah, he's beloved, and he evidently can't get a rating on that stupid station. No one can get a rating on the station. And it turns out they wanted to change the station to all sports anyway.
Yeah.
So they just blew me out, broke a contract, and blamed it on FCC. But they knew about FCC the whole time. When they hired me, they knew about the FCC.
Yeah, that wasn't new.
No. And what they basically did is welch on their contract. They welched on the contract. Just said, hey, we're not paying. I said, oh, so now you ruined my reputation. You're going to keep me out of Chicago because everyone's going to think I'm a loser.
And you're not going to pay me.
And you're not going to pay. Well, that just doesn't fly right. I don't get it. But I told him I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. So we're back in Chicago as of today on a Cox station.
What?
On a Cox station.
I don't understand what you just said.
Cox.
Oh, Cox Radio, Cox Broadcast.
Yeah, on a Cox station. We're now with Cox. Certainly you have no problem with that.
Well, you should be very proud. You have something to crow about.
Well, there were no vagina stations available.
How come there are no companies called Vagina?
I don't know. I don't know.
That. Let's get rid of this Cox.
Well, there might be a station called Vagina. But anyway, in
Cox
Chicago,
Radio is no more Vagina Radio.
We're in Cox Radio, WCKG, 105.9 FM. And while the station is in the toilet bowl, we will rise.
We like it there.
Yeah, we like the toilet bowl.
We do best in the toilet.
Yeah, this is a big Cox station we're on now.
Where else would Cox be but in the toilet?
Right. So evidently, the radio market hasn't changed much, except for there's another...
Are we on FM, did you say?
Yeah, there's a guy now on WRCX-FM called Mancow Mueller, who evidently is the big guy now. He's actually kicked Kevin Matthews' ass before we had a chance to.
Mancow Mueller?
Mancow Mueller is us, identically. I mean, does everything we do. He has a producer who he calls Turd. You know, because we got Baba Booey, and he's got, he sends him out to do interviews, and he talks about sex and vagina and stuff, and till you're blue in the face, and he basically does us. And he's real popular in Chicago, so we got to deal with that.
And then Chicago's ready for us.
Yeah. But he's just some cow who came to town. Yeah, man cow who came to Chicago and started doing us.
The one thing he did that we haven't done is he got himself a wacky name.
Yeah, but I might be changing my name.
To?
What do you think of Cox? C-O-X. Coxman. Since I'm on the Cox station. Mancox. I am now Mancox.
Mancox Mueller.
Mancox Mueller. See, my name is more outrageous. But evidently he has, according to the profile here, he's become the big man in Chicago and grown steadily in the ratings.
How long has he been there?
He's new to the market. That's all it says here.
Oh, that's a shame because he didn't have a long run.
No. He has interns doing stupid stunts. His sidekick's name is Turd. And, he does a morning show where he doesn't play any music and stuff. Sort of what I do.
I'm sorry that we're going to cut his career short.
And the other guy is Kevin Matthews, who evidently hasn't changed his act since about 6 years ago. And he has an imaginary friend with him, Jim Shorts, his imaginary sidekick, which evidently was funny 6 years ago, but evidently people are getting a little tired of it.
Isn't that something little kids have, an imaginary friend?
Yeah, well, that's that guy Kevin Matthews, who kept complaining that, why wasn't I being part of the Loop family?
I know.
He's like a real baby.
I guess he is sort of stuck in that childhood stage, with the imaginary friend, and why isn't he being a good brother?
I called him up on the air once and started, arguing with him, and evidently that was sacrilege because we're supposed to be one big family. That idiot is going to learn that when he loses all his ratings, Larry Wirt is not going to keep him in the family. That guy was such a jerk. This guy, Kevin Matthews, I'm calling him, and, he's giving me this rap about how we're all supposed to be family, and how come I'm not part of the family, and I go, well, dude, no offense.
But I don't know you.
I don't know you. My career doesn't rely on you. And what are you talking about? Your family. Don't you get it?
This is a business.
Yeah. You think Larry Wirt's going to hold on to you because he thinks of you as he likes you right now because you've got some ratings on his stinkhole radio station. But he'd replace you with Mancow in 5 minutes.
In fact, he wants to. So Mancow's beating you.
In fact, Mancow works for the same company. The worst company in the world, Evergreen, which no radio personality wants to work for now because they break their contracts. If you start doing bad, they just don't pay you. They don't care if they have a contract. We're in court over that now. They go, well, we didn't know Howard was in trouble with the FCC. When they hired me, I was in trouble with the FCC.
They don't read newspapers.
Well, they're just trying to welch on their money. They just want to welch on what they owe. Well, who the hell's going to work for them? Unless you're desperate. Unless you're Mancow. Well, I'm Mancox. And Mancox doesn't sit by for anybody. I'm not part of anybody's family. Mancox. So I'm no longer part of the Loop family. Loop family schivozas. Eat me. I hope you all die. I hope Larry Wirt gets breast cancer and shrivels up and dies. Welching on his deal. Hey, you know what? We'll fire you and just blame the FCC. Maybe we can get some judge to go along with it. Oh, we'll see what happens. Guy's got a contract. Says, I owe you money. But, you know what? I don't want to pay it anymore because you're not going up in the ratings fast enough. Well, maybe if I wasn't on such a toilet bowl, I'd have some ratings, you dick. Larry Wirt. How could you work for him? You got to be desperate. I hope he's like flying in a plane one day, flying into Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And he's flying over his own radio antenna, and he falls out of the plane, and he falls on top of the radio antenna, and it skewers him like a shish kebab.
Impales himself.
Yeah. And he's just sitting there flailing away on his antenna. Yeah. Well, Mancox is in town. And my partner, Captain Coke Whore. Read about it in her book.
I beg your pardon.
Come on, you were almost. What are you talking about? I read your book.
I can't believe you.
You'll be Captain Coke Whore and I'm Mancox. You want to win, don't you, in Chicago? Well, anyway, we're very happy to be on in Chicago.
Wait, fast and loose with the facts.
So do you.
Oh, man.
Anyway, I'm Mancox and you're Captain Coke Whore. All right? This is the Mancox and Coke Whore show.
There you go.
Yeah. Call in later and Robin will do anything if you give her some Coke.
Oh, boy. You didn't read it right. I knew your reading comprehension wasn't what it should be.
I'm reading between the lines.
Oh.
That's right.
Right.
I think a little more happened in that room.
Yeah.
Robin was in a room with some pimp.
Oh, will you stop? They got to read a book.
All right.
Pimp.
Some pimp and
a wheelchair boat.
she was considering becoming a whore or something. I don't know what. Stripping and becoming a Coke whore.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so we're on in Chicago now. We're not part of anybody's family. And hopefully we will beat the ass of the Loop.
Yes. Not hopefully, we will.
Yeah.
We will do it or we'll get out of radio.
Right. How's that? I was just reading our ratings in San Jose, San Francisco.
Yeah.
This guy, Alex Bennett's been there for like 20 years, and he's bad-mouthing me for 20 years. Meanwhile, his whole act is me.
Right.
And he's one of the worst Howard Stern impersonators in the country. And he's screaming 20 years. He ran off to San Francisco. He left New York because he knew he couldn't make it here. He never could. Goes to San Francisco where we aren't, and he's got this stupid morning show. So we now come to San Jose, San Francisco. In San Jose, we just shot up to number 2 in the market. We're just about to take over number 1.
Right.
You know, it took a while. And in San Francisco, where we can't even be heard.
Yeah, we don't get all the way in there.
Yeah, we say we're on in San Francisco, but you can't even pick us up. We're now beating him as well.
Oh, boy.
We in San Jose, I mean, imagine the embarrassment on this guy. He's at least on a station people can hear. In San Jose, we went from we got a 6.9. And Alex Bennett has a 2.6. Oh, it went from a 2.6 to a 1.9. He's got a 1.9. That's how bad he sucks.
And he's been there forever, right?
Yeah. He's been there for like 20 years.
He should be ashamed.
Yeah. That's a. Oh, you know what they say in ratings? You can get a 1 even if you're not on the air because there's a statistical error that you have.
Sure.
Even if you're just listed in the ratings, you get a 1.
They sort of got to give you that. Somebody must be listening.
And then they say the ratings can be off by a point. So that could mean he has 0 listeners.
Yeah.
That could mean no one is listening to him. That's pretty bad. And in Dallas, it looks like we're just about to take over number 1.
And we thought that was impossible because of those country western stations.
Yeah, look, when we first got to Dallas, everyone said we sucked and we weren't going to go anywhere. And it took us a year or two to kick in Dallas. It took us 2 years. This stuff takes time. But that guy at the Loop, boy, he wanted it overnight because he knows so much about radio.
We were hardly in radio. He wanted the kind of success we experienced in Miami, where we weren't on and we became number one.
And then he took his 20-year man, the guy's been in the market for 20 years, Steve Dial, and then puts him on, the big fat pig, and he loses the ratings we had. So much for Larry Wirt and what he knows.
What is all that radio expertise doing?
Hopefully he'll be out of a job soon.
After
he loses his court case.
All of that?
I don't know, but I bet you there isn't a radio personality in that company isn't rooting for me to win my lawsuit against him. Oh, yeah, I'll sign you to a deal. And by the way, if I don't like the deal, I'll just make up some garbage and fire you and not pay you. Oh, okay, Larry. No problem. That's why people make deals. That sounds pretty honest.
That's why we signed on the bottom line.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Howard, you know why you're not going over in Chicago? You're not part of our family of personalities. Oh, you think that's it, Larry? You can kiss my ass. See you in court. Because Captain Cox and Captain Cocor are here.
Man Cox
and whatever our names are. Man Cox and Captain Cocor are here. And we're ready to kick ass. And believe me, I'm going to win that lawsuit. Believe me, he ain't winning that one. He's guiltier than O.J. Oh, I didn't know he was in trouble with the FCC. Oh, you didn't? You're a broadcaster? You didn't know that I had problems with the FCC when you signed me?
You live in America?
Yeah, what were you, being held captive by the Lebanese or something?
In the contract, it even says. It acknowledges that we have FCC problems.
Well, I was going to say, you can't even go to contract without discussing FCC.
Oh, please. It's a joke. But, of course, it's going to take me 10 years and $10 billion in lawyers to sue those idiots, but I'll do it. Because I'm not going to be pushed around. Because I'm Man Cox, and you're Captain Cocor. And we're not going to be pushed around by anyone, because we're out-of-control radio personalities.
Well, I am out of control.
Yeah. It's the Man Cox and Captain Cocor show. So that's that. Screw everyone else. Man Cox. You think you can remember to call me Man Cox?
Sure, I can remember that.
Okay. Because we need wacky names if we're going to go over in Chicago.
Robin Ophelia wasn't good enough for you.
No, nobody wants to hear that. That's not a wacky name. It's wacky, but it's not that wacky. All right, let's take a break. So welcome, Chicago. We're back on the air, even though you probably didn't know we were on the air in the first place. But we're very happy to be on in Chicago.
We missed you.
Yeah, we might need to have a press conference so we can explain to the press what happened, because I didn't really
I'm sure there are a lot of questions about why we disappeared off the airwaves. Yeah.
This guy, Robert Fetter, seems pretty decent, the reporter in Chicago. He basically wrote an article yesterday saying that everyone could pretty much see through what the Loop did to me. And that more or less they just kind of want to get out of paying their bills. So I do appreciate that.
That's nice in print.
Yeah, I like to see it. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back to the Man Cox and Captain Cocor show right after these words.
Listen fast. It's the soon-to-leave radio, Howard Stern.
This is my friggin' ass.
Well, Chicago better jump on fast, since there's only about 6 months or 7 months left.
Yeah, I'm quitting the business in 6 months, because it sucks. But at least we'll have 6 months together. So try to get us in the ratings real quick, you know? Make us look good before I die.
Well, not only that, you don't want to miss this. You don't want people to be talking about it, and you never heard it.
Yeah. I'm dying of AIDS, and I only have 6 months to live, and I want to spend them with Chicago. I was just reading an interview with Man Cow, our competition in Chicago. Him and Kevin Matthews and Steve Dial. It's big fatso Steve. And Man Cow even does interviews like me.
What does he say?
He says, he starts screaming about how the other disc jockeys are a bunch of, tired old fools, and that he is the guy, and he won't even, he goes, I won't take a limo. I get offered limos every day. I won't take them. He's trying to prove that he's a man of the people. I don't have bodyguards. You can't get near these other guys. I go out and hang out at bars, and I hang out with regular people. And I'm a real human being, and I don't mind doing this stuff. He's trying to prove that actually, he does jerkier interviews than I do. He's trying to
say, what the hell is he? I don't mind doing what stuff?
Radio, making an a-hole out of himself because he's the guy. He's a regular guy. Like these other guys are just fat cats who are in show business.
Oh.
And he's a man of the people, man cow.
So if he's just like the guy sitting next to him, why should they listen to him on the radio?
Yeah. He says, I was listening to Kevin Matthews. He's talking about hanging out with his superstar buddies, playing golf in his new car. Not me. I don't talk about that. I talk about going to bars.
With regular people.
Yeah, good. Who cares, you stupid jerk. I'm Man Cox. You're just Man Cow. I'm Man Cox, and I got Captain Cochlor at my side. You have Turd at your side. Okay? I'm in touch with real people.
Well, at least one time.
Yeah.
Still got Ronnie. Ronnie's a regular.
Yeah,
people.
wait, listen, I hang out with my limo driver. He goes to bars. What's wrong with that? I'm pretty in touch. He goes out to regular places and tells me about it. Yeah, I think it takes a little more than just going to bars. If that was the case, there'd be about 9 billion guys beating me in the ratings.
If regular guys knew what to say and they had such compelling conversations, they'd all be on the radio.
Right. Anyway, we're in Chicago against Man Cow. Now it's Man Cox versus Man Cow. And Kevin Matthews.
I think it'll be a fine competition.
Kevin Matthews would say to me, I think we should all be a family, don't you?
Well, how come Man Cox or Man Cow doesn't have to be a family member?
Well, Larry Word says the same thing he said about me. I don't think it's a wise strategy what Man Cow is doing.
Oh.
That's what he was saying about me.
So when Man Cow falls on his face, he'll have that great excuse.
Right,
again.
so he could fire him and not pay him. Larry Word. He got both hands in your pockets. Howard, we're not going to pay your contract out anymore. We just found out about the FCC. Oh, you didn't know about it before.
Well, we didn't know what those initials stood for in the meeting.
Yeah, so we're not going to pay you, okay? All the money that we agreed to pay you, we're not going to pay you because we just want to change formats. Oh, okay, Larry, no problem. I won't complain. That's no problem. I think that's very, very fair.
Who could complain about a thing like that?
Evergreen Media. Infinity wannabes. Good luck. At least they pay their bills, Larry. I hope we kick their ass. I really, truly do. And we will. Suckers.
We are ass kickers.
All right, I'm being too distracted by the Chicago situation. I'm just going to...
Well, it is pretty exciting to be back.
Well, yeah.
You suffered this terrible embarrassment. Now you have a chance to write it.
Yeah, write it. And Michael Jordan came to the Knicks and scored 55 points last night.
I saw that when I was doing the news this morning.
Okay.
Did you watch any of it?
No, I told you, I've been going to bed early. That's my new routine. I went to bed 6:30 last night.
I was going to say, now what? I mean, you used to go to bed at 7. How much earlier can you go to bed?
I used to go to bed at 8, and then only on Sunday night when Superman was on.
Would you stay up till 9?
I would stay up till 9 because I have to watch Superman, Lois and Clark, because I'm a faggot. And,
finally, you admitted it.
I dig Lois Lane. I mean, I dig the girl who plays Lois Lane.
You know what?
And I like the whole Superman concept. Even the show's kind of lame, I dig it.
But you know what the show has come down to now?
Yeah.
You know, they never had any money for special effects.
Yeah.
And now, every week, it's to get Lois into a skimpy outfit.
Yeah, well, I keep praying that somehow she's going to end up naked on that show. And I know it's never going to happen because it's network television.
Did you see the episode where she was at the rock concert?
Yeah, well, she went into a club. No, she went into a rock club.
Right.
And she put on sexy outfits.
And then she was doing that dance right in front of the stage.
I was there for that. And the show really sucks. I got to say, it's not a good show.
Not at all.
But in fact, I didn't get to tape it this week because I inadvertently was watching an Amy Lynn Penthouse pet tape.
Accident.
And I forgot to put in the tape to tape Superman. So if anyone has a tape of that, I'd really appreciate it. I've been asking for it. Because I think...
Does anybody really tape Superman?
I'm the only one. I think because Lois ends up making out with Clark.
Well, I saw the one kiss.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I didn't see the whole program this week, but I did check. I saw the kiss.
And Lois figures out that Clark is Superman, and I need to see that.
Yeah.
Because I'm an infant. Because I have infantile taste in television.
But they've even given up on Superman having superpowers. They just take her clothes off.
The only time that he uses his superpowers is to, like, chill ice in a glass.
Or see through something.
Yeah. Mostly he just chills, like if he has a quick date coming over, he can chill some ice and stuff. But you know what? It's more realistic, because if I was Superman, I would just be using it to get laid. Uh-oh, I didn't chill the ice for Lois. I got a big date with her.
No problem. I'll use my frozen breath.
Oh, damn it, that was my heat breath. So, and then I used to stay up late on, of course, Monday nights. I stay up till 9 o'clock to watch Melrose Plays. And then on Wednesday nights to watch Beverly Hills 90210.
Monday night is not Baywatch?
No, I tape Baywatch.
Oh, it is on Monday night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I tape Baywatch, and I tape Star Trek. Those are the shows I watch. Most of my shows are on at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, somebody was asking me a question the other day. I said, look, if it happens after 9 o'clock, I don't know about it.
Yeah, and then at 9 o'clock I go to bed, and I've been obviously burning the candle at both ends with my shows. I've been pushing the envelope. Sometimes after the shows, and I keep my weekly reader by the toilet. It's like being a baby.
Like a comic book.
Yeah. I can't stand. That's why I got to get out of this. This is crazy. I'm 41 years old, man. I can't keep pushing myself into bed, and then I get into bed and masturbate, which is even more embarrassing. I mean, I'm 41 years old. Last night, I'm thinking about who was I with last night?
At 6:30.
At 6:30.
It's not even night, Howard.
It's not even dark.
You're going to bed in the evening.
It's not even dark. I'm sitting there going, oh, my God. I'm like a jackrabbit finishing up so that my wife won't catch me. Because if she comes in the room, she'll see everything because it's light out.
When are you having your little chat now that you're going to bed so early? No chat?
We don't chat. My wife and I hardly talk. Mm. She called me on the phone yesterday.
Yeah?
From the car. Yeah, she called Coxman. Mancox. Whatever. She called Mancox while he was tuning by the O.J. trial. I'll talk about O.J. in a minute, but... Yeah, so then I get into bed, and I'm thinking about... Who was I thinking about? I was thinking about Miss Howard Stern last night.
Elaine Marks, the
one from New Year's Eve, the one who won the contest.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking about her performing sodomy. And that lasted about a second, and I was done. I was also thinking about my book editor, Judith Regan.
It was a two-girl night.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? I flip through a bunch of girls until I hit on one that actually gets me going.
Now, what would be getting you going? Is there a physical reaction that occurs?
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I don't even need to do this. I'm going to bed. Nothing's happening. Because I was thinking about, she was in the back of my car performing oral sex. Everybody's performing that. Yeah. Because I'm AIDS phobic, and I don't, I figure the worst I'll get is herpes. Oh. So I'm, even in his dreams and fantasies. And I know Judith wouldn't have that, because she's a book editor. She's clean. Okay, Easy-E. Yeah. Look, it's a fantasy, okay? Because even in my fantasy, I'm like, uh-oh, I have herpes. I got to now explain to my wife. Where that came from. Yeah, I would just move out of the house. I wouldn't even explain to my wife. I'd say, I'm moving out. And she'd go, why? You could come up with some good explanation? Yeah, maybe I could. I'll say Fred gave it to me. I was making out with Fred, and he slobbered all over me. So I don't know. And I'm in bed, and I was thinking about first Judith Regan, the book editor. And nothing was happening there, and I don't know. I don't know why. Usually it does with her. But I was thinking, hey, I'm going to be fantasizing. Why not get a young girl? Uh-huh. She's older than me. Plus she wears pantyhose, and that's a turn off. How would you know she wears pantyhose? I look. She tells me. I ask her, I go, what are those, pantyhose? She goes, I'm a book editor. What's the difference what I'm wearing? I go, I don't know. How can you have pantyhose? You don't. She goes, well, it's all one piece, and it's like a thong. I go, no, it's not. It's in the way. It's like a wall. I hate pantyhose.
Yeah, it's a real barrier.
Yeah. Anyway, so then I was thinking about Miss Howard Stern. Might have been some other people in between that I was thinking about.
But nothing until you got to her. No reaction.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. She came up to the station, had to talk to me about something, and pulled my pants down and started doing stuff to me. And that took about a second, and then I was asleep. It was the last thought. That was the last intelligent thought I had.
You just passed out.
Yeah.
So how do you hide all the evidence? You must do that before you fall asleep.
No. I shove it all in my underwear and fish it out in the morning.
Give it to Kato.
Give it to Kato. The dog. Yeah, let my dog eat it. It's really hard to switch into that mode, too, because right before I went upstairs to go to bed, I was downstairs. The kids got a hamster.
Yeah.
You know, that was really cute. And, you know, the kids, my daughters are there, my wife, and...
You're doing the whole family thing.
Yeah, and you're like,
around
you're all,
your brood.
Yeah, and like we're naming the hamster and coming up with names. And and then I run up.
Glad something slows you down.
Then I hop into bed and I'm like, okay, Bachelor Stern.
Lights out.
Lights out. Let's see if we can get to work here. That's why it's like taffy. It wasn't Judith's fault. It was like taffy because I've been thinking about the kids and my wife, and, you know, I got to switch gears.
You know, you pride yourself, though, on never having had that problem when it's time to perform.
Well, usually I don't go to see the kids before it's time to perform.
No.
It is a tough transition.
I meant in real life. Whenever it's time for you to perform, you claim to have been able to perform.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to tell you that you don't want to be single because you could have that happen in real life.
No.
Oh, yes. And they would be on the phone to page 6 in the morning.
Let me test the theory.
So I read about it.
Yeah, no. I would have no problem performing.
Sure.
And let me tell you something. Oh, believe me, I'd have no problem. Trust me, I know that. Deep in my heart. If you think there's a problem, come over here. I'll show you how there's no problem. 2 seconds to learn the mystery. So we were with the hamster and, you know.
What's the hamster's name?
Well, I wanted to name it Moldred. And the kids don't like that. So then I said, how about they wanted a cute name, because they're girls, you know. So I said, what about Mr. Tribble? You know, like after the Star Trek, Tribble.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a Tribble.
Uh-huh.
They didn't like that. And then my daughters named it Little Rascal or something. Rascal. Oh. So I said, listen, Moldred's a much better name for a hamster.
What do you want them to be, Satan worshippers?
I don't know. I just thought like something cool.
You want them to dye their hair black and tattoo themselves?
I don't know. Oh, they hate tattoos because I was looking at a tattoo magazine. I was going to go over and get a tattoo the other day, like spontaneously.
Uh-huh.
And I'm showing it to my wife, and I said, I'm thinking of putting this on my arm. And the kids come running into that room crying hysterically. They think it's disgusting. I go, kids, it'd be bad if you did it.
But Daddy can do it.
Daddy can do it. Daddy's cool. Daddy's man-cocks.
Daddy's that kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So then I had to get to bed last night at 6:30 because I'm trying to get healthy. Because I'm always tired and stuff. And sick.
Well, now, don't say always. You just got sick a couple of weeks ago.
And I have to think about girls, and it ruins my whole family thing.
No, it doesn't ruin it. It's just...
Yeah, did I mention now at the end of each fan, they'll arrest me. And I started fantasizing about this Air Force captain I know who used to be a stripper. And then I really got going. I'm really into a girl in uniform. So anyway, that was my night. I don't want to talk about it, though. It's embarrassing.
Well, I'm glad we didn't bring it up.
I got to take a break. But when we come back, we ought to talk about how... Well, there's a million things I want to talk... Let me just talk when we get back. And I got to do all that Stuttering John stuff from the Oscars. And there's a whole bunch of junk.
And you forgot to ask me about that interview.
Oh, yeah, and I want to ask you about that. Robin's doing a whole bunch of publicity around her book. And someone's interviewing her that she's all skittish about. All on fire about.
On fire? I just don't want to think about it.
Something's going on.
I don't want to think about
it. Let me take a break here, and I want to hear all about that when I get back.
Live from the Chevy Chase Theater, it's the Howard Stern Show.
Jackie Jokeman Marlowe. To order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD and cassette, it's $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Also in Jackie News, this Friday, March 31st. This Friday, 2 big shows at Slapsticks in Baltimore, Maryland. Right after the show, Jackie gets on a plane to Baltimore.
He's right out of here because he has to be fresh for that show.
Yeah, it's more important the show than even this show. For jokes and info, call 510.
Sales girl, I want to buy some toilet paper. She's what color? He says, give me white. I'll color it myself.
There he is. Laugh a minute. 516-9221. Remember, 516-9221 is not a pay service. Breaks himself up.
I don't know if that joke was funny, but his laugh certainly.
Yeah, his reaction to his own humor. So,
So it's interesting to me that Ralph said Ralph just came to me. He doesn't have a copy of my book, and he said, Robin, I got to have this book because I never heard Fred
get so upset.
So much.
He got upset.
So anything that makes Fred talk apparently is good.
Well, Fred gets upset about a lot of different things, especially a lot of different books.
There you go.
He gets upset about Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
I know.
That really upsets me.
Yeah.
I'm very rabid about that.
In all fairness, so don't feel too bad. So who's interviewing you?
Oh.
So tell me about this. Why are you upset about it?
I'm going to be interviewed by...
This must be awful. It's not like someone like Kathy Lee Gifford.
Oh, no, that would be fun.
Yeah. Who is it?
I don't know if that would be fun either, but Brian Gumbel.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
What do you mean? On the Today Show?
I guess.
But
Wouldn't
not
that be?
Oh, I thought you meant he was interviewing you for a newspaper or something.
No. He's interviewing me for the Today Show.
He's an angry guy.
Yeah.
He'll probably be angry.
I would imagine.
Just give it to him. Just yell at him. It's a dink.
I guess.
I can't stand him. I like his brother.
Greg, yeah.
Greg
I love
Gumbel.
Greg. If Greg wanted to interview me, I'd be fine.
That'd be fine. There'll probably be sexual tension, too, during that interview.
I doubt that.
No, between Bryant and Bryant. Between Bryant and himself.
Yeah, I won't even need to be in the
Yeah, I don't know that you'll be a part of that sexual tension. Oh, that should be interesting. You'll have to keep me posted on that one. So, just a quick Oscars wrap-up, a couple of observations, because I finally got to watch them on tape.
Yeah, I didn't watch any more, so you looked at the whole thing?
Yeah, and I finally got to see Elton John's hair. And as you said, it is absolutely true. This guy's so out of control. It's funny that Elton John gave himself hair and everything. You know, everyone knew him bald, and all of a sudden he got himself hair, and then he announced in the newspaper he was really happy with his hair, his new hair.
But that practically straightened out his entire life. You know, he was on drugs,
yeah,
doing all this stuff, but he got hair, and now he's happy.
It all has to do with hair. And he's just a goofy-looking guy, and he now has given himself so much hair that literally, this is very funny because it's fake hair. The hair is in his eyes. He has trouble performing. The bangs are so long, they're in his eyes, and he's brushing them out every minute.
You know what? I thought about this, and I said, he has a point. If you're adding fake hair to your head, and everybody knows it anyway, why not have as much as you want?
Because when everyone knows it's fake hair, you don't want it to be so distracting that you can't, you're like, my God, it's fake hair. Why does he have to have fake hair in his eyes? Couldn't he have the fake hair just come up to his eyebrows?
Yeah, he should have perfect hair if it's fake.
Looks like a gay sheepdog. Okay.
But you know what else is funny to me is that it's been a gradual process.
Yeah, like it's growing.
The hair in his eyes right away.
Yeah, he's got hair that's growing. He's trying to simulate growth.
Yes.
It's just very funny, guys with their hair.
I know.
Also, there are, now today in the paper, there's a negative review of Letterman from Eric Mink.
Is that right? What does he say?
And then I talked to a whole bunch of people in Hollywood yesterday, and they were saying that, here's the rap on Letterman. I thought Letterman was okay. I didn't think he was awful or anything, but the rap is that he didn't add anything to it. And I'm kind of glad, too, because I'm glad to see him getting negative press.
Okay.
Because it sucks to see a guy get so much positive press.
There should be some adversity in even Letterman's life.
Yeah, I don't know why he's, bestowed all this praise, but like Eric Mink today was all over him. He just said Letterman's monologue took a while to get going. Wasn't that funny? His top 10 list was way too long, and it sucked. And I was talking to one guy in Hollywood, and he said the vibe out there was that It was like a bad Letterman show. Had a pet trick.
Oh.
It had a, and then Eric Mink says he didn't even set up the pet trick, so when the dog was chasing its own tail, nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah, I thought that was a mistake, too.
Yeah. And, you know, and the problem is that Letterman has always set up Johnny Carson as his idol, and out in Hollywood they're all saying, you know, when Johnny Carson used to take over, it was very magical, that he really was the guy, and everyone wanted to please Johnny. And
Johnny was the perfect MC.
Evidently.
That's what I always used to say.
Which is great, because now Letterman isn't.
He failed at being Johnny.
And I know something about Letterman. I mean, and I think most people do if you read about him. He gets so crazy when he does a bad job that when he perceives that he's done a bad job, he beats himself up. Literally. I mean, he goes home and he yells at himself.
Oh, yeah, and is not fit to be around.
So I pictured himself throwing himself out a window last night in his house.
You know what happened? He did not go to any of the parties.
Oh, is that right?
After the, you know, and it's supposedly mandatory that you show up at this governor's ball.
He was all upset.
After the Oscars. Every major celebrity is supposed to hit the governor's ball, including the host of the show, and Letterman skipped everything. He wasn't seen after that show was over.
That's because he's home pounding his head against... He actually had to go trash the entire hotel, not just his room.
He demolished the hotel.
And you know that Johnny loved watching him bomb. You see, Letterman thinks like Johnny's his hero and Johnny's his advisor. And
his friend.
Yeah, he has this whole kiss-ass relationship with Johnny. Meanwhile, Johnny's sitting home going,
first 3 minutes in, no good. I would have been the show opener. Never would there have been a pre-show to me.
Alexa, come quick. He's bombing.
Alexa, this is my greatest night. They hate him. They really hate him.
As we speak, Johnny's already replaying it for the 58th time.
Yeah, it's on a permanent loop.
Now watch this big mistake coming up. His setup for this stupid pet trick is all off. It's not good.
Yeah. He should have never called Hanks up from the audience.
Yeah. When you have Tom Hanks, he's upstaging you subtly.
Yeah, comedy faux pas.
Yeah.
Of course, Johnny didn't bring bits to the Oscars.
Right.
Each word in the top 10 list is too long. Yeah. Long words aren't funny, Alexa.
He's lecturing that blonde bimbo he married.
Yeah, I would lecture my children, but they're busy.
They're on the sides of mountains.
They're taking pictures on the sides of mountains.
Wacky names are funny.
Yeah.
Art Fern.
Art Fern. Or
Bayonne. Aunt Blabby.
Or Zinger.
Yeah.
This is Zinger.
That's one.
That's one.
Yeah.
You know what's a funny name? Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Upper clapper caper.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Letterman doesn't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was kind of glad because I was talking to a couple of guys from Hollywood, and they were like, well, you know, Letterman just didn't add anything to it, so it was perceived as a bomb. And
oh, that's going to be tough for him.
yeah, that's good, though, for me, because I'm sick of him getting so much positive press.
But just personally, you know that he's suffering.
Yeah.
He's a man in pain today.
He's got to learn to be thick-skinned like me, like after the big pay-per-view event, all the critics were...
coming down on you.
All it was naked girls. What do I care?
Literally throwing bombs at you.
Yeah.
And you think, see, he was smart to take a week off.
Yeah.
He couldn't have come back and done that show tonight.
Let's send him a congratulatory fruit basket.
There you go.
Dave, we thought, even though like the critics are, you know, ravaging and savaging you, we think you were great.
We're on your side.
Want to do that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, like a sort of like a backhanded compliment.
We still love you.
Dear Dave, we don't agree with the Daily News and the New York Post.
Oh, you want to stick the reviews in the basket?
Yeah. Hey, screw these guys, Dave. We're on your side.
Send him a cheer up there.
Oh.
Oprah, Uma. Loser. Uma. Oprah. Eric Mink didn't like that either. There wasn't much he liked. And he's one of those guys who's always kissing Letterman's ass.
Always had nice things to say about it.
Yeah. I like when other people get bad reviews, especially guys who are used to all good reviews.
But he has even wanted to lose that top 10 list for a long time. I guess he's trying to really kill it now.
Yeah.
Putting it on the Academy Awards. You know that he got high ratings.
Yeah, I know. It got high ratings.
Do you think it was Letterman that got the high ratings or Forrest Gump?
I don't know. I can't imagine. I have no idea why that gets high ratings.
Because they said the last time the ratings were that good, even close to that good, was when Gandhi was the best picture.
By the way, just so you know, just a couple more thoughts. I thought Patty Smythe looked really good, even though you didn't.
Did you see that close-up?
Yeah, I don't... look good to me.
Well, you weren't looking at her face.
No, I was. I mean, I really was. But you know what I even liked? Ellen Barkin still does it for me. Oh, yeah. She really looks good. And you know,
have failing eyesight.
And I know you guys said you didn't like the way Sarah Jessica Parker looked. I would take her.
She looks like Dee Snider to me.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
I don't care about the face.
That's
beautiful. Some body.
Oh.
And I don't know. She does it for me.
Well, with that face, she has to try harder with that body.
Maybe
she
that's
didn't
it.
look blue to you?
I don't care about blue. Blue, I don't know what you're looking at. I think that's your screen.
I thought Susan Sarandon.
Take the colors off?
And to me, the funniest moment, which we mentioned yesterday, is that Martin Landau, who won for Ed Wood, who really is great.
Yeah.
His name gets called. He's sitting next to a babe in the audience. And Martin Landau is an old man and not attractive and has one of the world's worst toupees I've ever seen. I mean, that's a really bad piece.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of hair, too.
Yeah. He's got way too much hair.
He's an old guy with a lot of hair.
Yeah, silver-headed Martin Landau. Yeah, Bela Lugosi looked better. So he's got a date with his young chippy, and they announce Martin Landau. She starts making out with Martin Landau, and Martin Landau can't believe his good luck. He ain't getting up from that chair.
That's right. He dives.
They go into a makeout scene. Literally takes him almost a full minute to get out of the chair.
That's where all his time went.
And he had to have popped the rod.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no doubt.
How did he walk up?
I don't know.
With an Oscar in his pants.
And did you notice that young girl held the Oscar the whole night and they had to keep flashing to her with the Oscar, holding it and stuff? I mean,
well, did you notice there was that one time they flashed to him in the audience when they were just talking about something else, and she was in the shot.
Yeah, she gets into the shot with the Oscar.
Yeah.
So listen, if you're going to be having sex with Martin Landau, I think you're going to want to make sure you at least get some publicity out of it.
I guess. But I didn't know who she was. Now, everybody I know thought Martin Landau was making out with his daughter.
Yeah.
I thought it was his daughter until he started French kissing.
Hey.
What's wrong with that?
I love the pictures at the parties afterwards, like Clint Eastwood with Vendela, and Clint Eastwood's 127 years old, and Vendela's about 20.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter to anybody. All the old codgers, all the old geezers with their girls, their young girls.
Yeah, it's very funny because Clint, for a while, he was dating that woman who played Lucy in the TV movie.
Yeah.
And now he's moved on to Vendela.
Well, somebody. Sally Field obviously fixed her eyes up. She was on those big friggin' crow's feet bags, so she looked pretty good to me.
You don't think that was makeup?
I don't know, but she looked real good to me. I would still do her.
She took off a few years.
Yeah. That guy, Chaz Palminteri?
Yeah.
He's cool. I saw him in Bronxdale. I rented that. That's a pretty cool movie. Yeah, it's real good.
He wrote that.
He wrote that movie? Chaz Palminteri?
He wrote the play that it's based on, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, he's pretty cool.
Oh, you should have seen him in Bullets Over Broadway.
No, I don't want to see that. It's Woody Allen. I don't go to see Woody Allen anymore. Woody Allen can kiss my ass. Any guy who goes and dates Mia Farrow and then picks up her daughter and takes nude pictures of his daughter.
You won't even watch his
movie. Screw him. Screw him. I'm not going to sit and kiss his ass and put money in his pocket. Because to me, that's perversion. Plain and simple, and I'm not going to sit and support a pervert.
Are you going to go see any more Mike Tyson fights?
No.
All right, well then
I will only watch him on TV.
Oh, you.
If it's somebody good. Well, at least he paid his
Oh, don't
debt.
give me that paid his
He paid his debt.
Bull.
Sure he did. You kidding me? He had to wear a yarmulke for 3 years in jail. Think that's easy?
He had to give up women and booze.
Yeah. This guy Matt Dillon, I don't know if he's on drugs or if he's maybe he's straight. I don't know, but I never saw a guy who could not read a sentence off a teleprompter. Never like this. I think he's trying to be cool. He must be putting me on.
He's too cool to read.
Yeah, like I think it's cool to act like you can't read.
My question was, who wrote the line before his introduction that said he was one of our greatest actors?
That was a farce.
He wrote it himself.
And yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to read my notes because I wrote them on a garbage bag.
Uh-oh.
Let's take the Gettysburg Address I'm sitting here with.
Did you see Paul Newman leave out all the nominees?
Yeah,
that
was good.
Was funny.
Why would you do that over?
Let's see what this says. How many different people giving... Oh, I don't know what this is, but this Tom Hanks... I mean, this guy's got to be the most pussy whip guy on the planet. This is a guy who cries. I think he's a tremendous actor, don't get me wrong, but this guy cries at the mere thought of his wife loving him.
He's very emotional.
And let me tell you something, he's killing it for every guy in America. I mean, my wife looks at me like, wow, he really loves her.
I don't remember any of your speeches being that good.
You'll never see me crying. My wife taught me how to love.
See, I sort of felt the same way you did when you heard the speech that divorces him.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw a guy profess his love that much.
Yeah, it seems to me that something must be wrong.
Unless he's cheating.
You don't have to make that public a display of your love unless there's something wrong at home.
Exactly.
I remember Kevin Costner making such pronouncements.
Was that right?
Once upon a time. Yeah, his wife was everything, remember?
Oh, that's right. And Larry King dedicated a whole book to his wife, to Julie, who completes the circle.
Right.
Yeah.
All by herself, apparently.
In 2 weeks, she completed the circle, right out the door. And Ted Danson was madly attached.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, another guy.
See, I always think that.
Yeah. So, I don't know, Tom Hanks was weeping. Ralph, do your Tom Hanks impression. Tom Hanks was weeping 2 seconds into the speech. I never saw, like, his whole lip was shaking, and it was about his wife.
His voice was quivering, and he was shaking.
My wife who tells me everything.
And to my wife, his voice went up.
He goes, and to my wife. And to my wife. And I just want to say, my wife was my... You're so beautiful, and that's what love and if these people... Just teaching about love and life.
Every day.
Every day, oh, God.
And then he's crying over the people who worked on the film.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because he's getting all the money and all the acclaim.
People will never know what...
Give him the money.
Give him that damn...
And the whole lower lip started going. What's his problem?
I don't know.
I know my wife looks at me like, hey, you don't love me like that.
What's wrong with you?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to get up in front of a bunch of people and start crying.
Allison.
Steve Martin was pretty funny. He had some good lines. Yeah. Somebody wrote him some funny stuff.
But didn't you get the feeling he hates doing that?
Yeah. Well, Steve Martin hates doing everything. When he did stand-up, he hated it.
Yeah.
Now he does movies, he hates that. He hates show business.
So he had to come out and present an Oscar. He hated it.
Yeah. You can tell he hates it. You can tell Letterman hated it.
Yeah.
I say if you're going to do it, get into it. I even have people call me and say, how come you didn't host the Academy Awards? I go, well, because nobody asked me.
One of these days, you know what? Just run in there and take over the show.
I'll streak. You know what's funny? People actually say that to me with a straight face. But think of the reality. Can you imagine if somebody, like some nut, got a hold of the Academy Awards, called me up and said, we'd like you to host it. First of all, no celebrities would show up. They'd all boycott.
Would that be, but everybody be talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
I guarantee you.
Show. You'd have to not only present every award, you'd have to accept every award.
And, oh, yeah, because if Oprah was in the audience, I'd be like, you fat pig. For years. You sit there, man. You ruin people's lives, and you act like you're doing something important. You fat pig. And now that you got $50 billion, you're trying to do nice shows?
Now she's above it.
Yeah, now she's above it all. How many people's lives did you ruin just putting them on
where
TV?
Where are those people?
You fat pig.
Q.
My good friend.
My good friend Q.
Yeah, I thought
Did
the
you
guy
see
from
that
Star Trek
speech?
was going to come out.
All right, Ralph, you're done. Thank you.
Did you see that speech? My friend, the maestro.
Yeah, Q. She sickens me. I would have taken her right in the middle of her speech and thrown her off the stage.
This award is not given every year.
But they will never ask me to host the Academy Awards. I know that.
Not until hell freezes over.
But I like the people who actually call me and go, how come you didn't host?
What planet are they from?
Ask Ratso. Ratso calls me and goes, why don't they have you host it? You'd be fantastic. I go, Ratso. You're hanging around in the village with Dylan too much. The two of you.
You know, the only way you could host that award is if they didn't tell anybody until the night of the show.
Yeah, right. They'd have to keep it a secret. They'd say, well, Johnny Carson's coming back, and then I would walk out. Then everyone would go running from the auditorium. We don't want to be a part of a program with that idiot.
No, you know what? They'd probably sit there not knowing what to do.
No, they know what to do. When it comes to me, they know what to do. Maybe 3 people trampled to death.
There'd be death.
It'd be like an Italian soccer game.
Come out your Carson makeup.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
It's me, Johnny. And then I unwrap my makeup, and it's me.
When you watch the opening production number.
Yeah, I come out as Johnny Carson, and my dance routine would be beating up 3 different wives over 3 different periods in time. First Jody, then I get into fights with Joanna, then the other Joanna.
Berate your kids.
Yeah, yell at the kids.
3 male dancers.
And then all of a sudden, like one of my kids get out of his car and go right over a cliff. Taking pictures.
Stage.
Yeah.
On that screen.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Multimedia.
Yeah, it would be one of those blue screens.
Sing the Circle of Life.
I got to take a break.
You know, the one other thing about that awards show, these award shows, is that now everybody has to have something on their person that promotes some cause.
Yeah.
So this year it was AIDS and the NEA. They
Yeah.
had a little badge for that. Pretty soon you won't be able to see the clothes for all the things they have to stick on themselves.
Yeah, I was watching some movie when I was sick. The guy had 9 different ribbons on. He was at an award show.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
It's getting crazy.
And Jamie Lee is really sexy. She still does it for me.
Well, that was a great entrance, don't you think?
Yeah, but the dress. Jesus Christ.
Well, that was the same dress from the movie.
Whatever. It was perfect.
See, women would say, "Oh, I can't believe she's wearing that dress. She wore that in the movie."
Yeah.
Like we care.
And, you know, I'll tell you something. Susan Sarandon didn't look so bad to me. Maybe I was horny.
She looked good.
You know what? I really think you're in trouble.
Yeah?
I really think you're having big
She's usually a
problems.
real dog face, but I'll tell you, her body looked real good. Yeah, she looked good to me. I would do her in 2 seconds. Of course, she'd be the first one to leave the theater if I was the
Oh,
host.
absolutely.
That bastard hates women.
He hates women, children, animals, dogs, everything.
He sucks.
And he hates me.
She'd have to be tied up.
Yeah.
You'd have to be tied
Imagine the
up.
whole audience tied up in chairs. They have to be
With
tied
bags
down.
on.
Yeah.
That's a show.
What an Academy Award that would be. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
7:38 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter, Eagle Weather. It's 7:44 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard Stern Mornings. You're rock. All day. 97.1 The Eagle.
Sounds like therapy.
It does.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
And for those of you who are fans of the E! Show tonight, it's Richard Lewis, an action-packed 30 minutes of Richard Lewis being berated by not only me, but the venomous Jackie puppet. And the puppet just sits there and berates Richard over all his bad career choices.
Well, Richard asked for it.
Yep. And then a special bonus segment where Richard's behavior is analyzed by a real psychiatrist.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, like a legitimate psychiatric review. So,
Speaking of psychiatrists, what happened to you and yours?
I haven't gone. I got to go to that guy.
You still haven't called.
Nah.
I thought Allison was going to make the call.
Yeah, she didn't. She wants me to go, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous. I don't want to go. Hey, did you, I don't know if I should bring this up on the air.
What?
Well, we got Stuttering John to get to with his interviews from the Oscar party.
Yeah,
they have this
that's
weird...
really funny.
Yeah, let me do that first, and then I'll ask you this other question. But come on in, Stuttering John. They have this weird Oscar party thing, which I don't really get the concept.
It's away from the Oscars.
I get invited to it, but I have no desire to sit there with a bunch of people who hate me. What is so funny?
Hero of the stupid.
Jesus, Fred.
I didn't know that was Fred.
Fred's suddenly getting a bigger laughing thing than Jackie going over in the corner.
Sorry.
And it's like real annoying. It's like, ah, ha, 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 ha.
No, it's not quite like that, but I'll go.
Because he never used to laugh. Now all of a sudden
Not at all.
Jackie got him going.
Maybe I'm in a happy mood. What can I say?
It's my gig.
I used to like that Fred didn't laugh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, do you hear him?
No,
all
he's
the
not
time?
going to laugh from now on.
Good, because it's a fake laugh anyway.
It is not. I beg your pardon. That was real.
I don't think Fred
How do you
would
know
fake
what's a fake laugh
in the
and what's
middle.
Fred's not even being like Fred right now. It's a fake Fred. You know what I mean? It's like that's Fred, the radio guy. That is not.
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon.
What's the real Fred?
Who knows? Who wants to know?
Who cares?
My next book is going to be on Fred.
Yeah, you're smart. That's the one people want to read. This is just a warm-up.
There you go.
So, you know, Fred was once a stripper. And she stripped for crack.
Everybody in my book does the same thing.
Yeah. Fred joined the Air Force and became a stripper and worked for a crackhead.
Because they called me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to say no.
I had a hangover.
Fred, do me a favor, just don't laugh, okay? I'm like, what's he laughing at?
Let me ask you a question.
No, I don't want to hear.
Let me ask you a question. Why is it okay for Robin to laugh, but I can't laugh?
She laughs at an appropriate time.
That was appropriate.
You're laughing. I'm trying to do a show.
There was complete silence, and all of a sudden we hear,
Fred, it's radio. And Fred, you've seen John walk through the door a million times with that hair.
And I laugh every time.
Laugh to yourself. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's radio. No one knows what he's laughing about. I'm in the middle of a conversation. And then I get distracted. I want to move my show along, please. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear from the crew. I don't want a big crew. I'm sick of the crew.
Well, in November you won't have.
All right, November there's no more crew.
There you go. But until then, I'm going to laugh.
All right. So anyway, they have this really weird party. I got invited to it. I would never go because first of all, everybody hates me. But they invite New York celebrities to go to Elaine's, which I don't even know why people go there. I don't even know what that is. Is that where Woody Allen goes?
Yes.
Yeah. You go to Elaine's and they have a TV set on, and all the celebrities sit there and watch the Oscars together.
And commiserate why they're not there.
Yeah, so, first of all, if I want to watch TV and I really wanted to see the Oscars, I would stay home.
Yeah, can you really pay attention to the Oscars?
So I
in
assume
Elaine?
it's just a bunch of people who want to go out and see other celebrities and, you know, and basically have this phony pretense of having the Oscars on in the background. But evidently, who goes? Like Carly Simon?
Yeah,
and
Carly Simon was there.
That guy from Def Jam, you know, Russell Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh, he was there?
Yep.
Evidently, Russell Simmons was at some table with some girl. Who was the girl? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
I heard about this. Veronica Webb?
Oh,
because he's always with models.
Yeah, he's with a model, and evidently they were being very loud, and Carly Simon was at the next table, and she started shushing them. And he was like, you got to be kidding. I mean, I don't blame the guy. I mean, it's like, you know, come on. I mean, who's paying
you didn't
attention?
really come here to watch this TV show.
Yeah, Carly actually went there to watch the TV show. I guess she doesn't have a TV in her house.
Maybe not.
So evidently they got into some sort of yelling thing.
See, even other people go out and have a bad time at these parties and get into fights, so it isn't just you.
Well, it would be me with everybody. You know, after the 30th person coming up and going, hey, man, you made fun of me, and I don't like you.
Ew, I hate him.
Yeah, and no one talking to me. I don't want to go to that. And I don't get the concept anyway. If I was single, I'd get the concept.
It wasn't even a big party, though. It was like...
Who was there?
It's like a lot of, like, you know, local news guys and stuff like that. You know?
Oh, let me see who you interviewed. So what did you do? You stood outside of Elaine's? And
I stood outside. I only had, like, one question, you know, as they went in, you know.
You had an opportunity for one question.
Yeah.
We wrote 19 billion questions.
So everybody's just filing past John, and he's yelling out a question?
Right.
Yeah.
But there were a couple of celebrities there that you might want to hear from. Let me go in order. It's getting harder and harder, let me say, for John to get interviews, because he went to this thing the other day where he got abruptly thrown out.
Oh, yeah, the Magic Johnson thing.
It was Magic Johnson, Pat Riley, and
LT.
Yeah, and Lawrence Taylor.
Right.
All up on a stage. And John asked one question, and they just throw him right out. And this is while I was sick. I wasn't even here, and Jackie was here, so Fred wrote, you know, Fred is really good at writing Stuttering John questions. And I guess there was no one there to censor him, but the next question was supposed to be to Magic Johnson, where Fred had written John a question that said, hey, Magic, have you like gone and checked out coffins yet? You know, picked out your own coffin.
Geez.
So
that's why I was so nervous. I'm like, you haven't approved these.
I know. So when I'm not here, all hell breaks loose. So I'm glad that John got thrown out in a way.
That's always been your function, to rein in Fred.
Right.
Because Fred doesn't know.
Well, Fred's as out of it as John. Fred has no ability to censor himself.
Absolutely not.
And I've always told Fred, don't bother about censoring yourself, because I'll be here to, to tell you if something's completely way out of line.
And you weren't here.
I wasn't here, so things had broken down. The system had broken down.
And poor John will read whatever's on the paper.
And Jackie will never tell Fred anything is wrong with his material, because Fred will get mad.
Jackie just collects Fred's paper. That's Jackie's job.
Yeah, because Fred hates me because he feels I sometimes censor his material. And
you take out all the funny stuff.
Right.
But you're allowed.
Yeah, if Jackie does it, forget about it.
Jackie has no right.
So the next question was going to be, hey, Magic, have you picked out your own coffin yet? So I'm glad that John got thrown out.
What was the question that got him thrown out?
I asked.
It was, well, here, I'll play it for you. I'll do it real quick. And I don't know, it wasn't even that bad, but they threw him
Well, then
out.
you can imagine what would have happened with
Yeah.
the coffin question.
Don't be nervous. Oh, what is this?
That's a card.
First of all, let me
That's Magic.
welcome everybody here at the press. This is our second annual event in partnership with the Robin Hood group, and we want to thank them because they...
Poor Magic used to be like this big basketball star. Now he's like with the Robin Hood group. What's the Robin Hood
And
group?
there's barely any press
Charity
there, too.
organization.
There's nobody even there.
Nobody there.
Nobody cares.
7 press people, and I'm one of them.
And they threw you out.
Because everyone figured he'd be dead by now. And they're like, hey, how
Where's
come,
the news?
what's going on, man? You announced you had AIDS. It's supposed to go in like 10 days. Like Eazy-E.
They've done all this work, and they're responsible, really, for today's event. Any questions? Where did she come from?
Pat Riley? Pat Riley? Do you think that Patrick Ewing has a career after basketball as a male model?
No, you know.
That was it?
Yeah, and then they threw him out.
Oh, man. They couldn't feel that one?
No.
No, they really. Pat Riley looked at me like he wanted to kill me, and that was it.
That was it.
You know, I always say sports guys are the angriest.
So anyway, here's Outside of Elaine's. Let me take a break, and then I'll play you John Outside of Elaine's. He had a lot of celebrities there, like Al Roker, Mike Wallace, and Walter Cronkite, who hates John.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear him with Walter again.
But you don't recognize me. They don't recognize
Oh,
me.
yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens when we get back. I love that Brother printer. I think what Brother has done is revolutionary. Anybody who owns a computer always wanted a laser printer. Laser printers rule. If you have a computer, you want nice-looking documents. You don't want a dot matrix printer or a inkjet printer because it's just not as good. But what's great about the Brother laser printer is that it is a 6-page per minute laser printer, 200 sheets, 20 envelope, automatic feeder, 45 built-in typeface, so your documents look really good. An exclusive optimized Windows driver and enhanced memory management for fast printing of even the most graphically intense documents. I mean, it is a laser printer. And Brother's full line of laser printers feature that exclusive straight paper path technology, which virtually eliminates the jams and the wrinkles and the curls from things like cardstock, sticker papers, and envelopes because the paper doesn't have to travel along a curvy, twisty paper path. In other words, everything goes through straight. So all your documents look great. And what do these laser printers cost? They start at $399. They're affordable. And don't take my word for how great these are. Listen to PC Magazine. Listen to the experts. They just selected the Brother HL630 as the editor's choice. PC World just gave them an award, too. Brother even won a printing award in England. Choose the printer the experts choose.
Dude, we're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Who's that, Metallica?
I guess, I don't know.
That's good. What was that?
Dream Theater.
That's good. And then it sucks. Here's where it gets lousy.
Yeah.
Starts out great.
Didn't need a keyboard.
Get rid of the keyboard, right? Now, who needs that? Sounds like an Egyptian in there or something. Jackie helps it when he sings in the background there. All right, very good. Stuttering John has joined us. He went into that party at Elaine's the other night during the Academy Awards and tried to ask celebrities a bunch of questions. We had over 700 questions for Regis Philbin.
Yeah, the longest of all.
Did he even show up?
Yeah. Did
you get anything
I got
off?
to the first one. And
Really?
Wow.
No, pain in the ass. Can't answer a question. Can't sit down for an extended interview.
Well, let's see. Regis usually is very gracious to John.
Because we keep all the questions. Every time we see Regis is going to be somewhere, we write questions for him, and we put them in the computer. So now we've stockpiled over 700 questions for the guy.
And he's never answered one.
We can't get one. But there are certain celebrities like that in our computer. When you hit the name, like 9 million questions spew out.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds. There's over. I counted one time. It was over 937 questions from Burt Reynolds.
Some celebrities are hard to interview.
Yeah, there are certain people who have so many questions. Any of these guys ever come on, we'll just like say, listen, can you just fill out this questionnaire? Where are all the questions for Regis? Do you have them?
Yeah.
Let me have those. You got to hear some of these.
Let me just get it for you.
If you'd only answer a few.
I mean, are some of them dated? Should they be gotten rid of?
No, I got rid of the dated ones. These are 650 current.
Really?
The whole page. Yeah. Here. Stuff like, this was the first question?
Yeah, which is a shame.
No, this isn't right.
That's a yeah.
How do you feel working for Disney knowing that Walt was anti-Semitic? That was the first question?
Yeah, and I wanted to end it, but I'm afraid you yell at me,
I didn't make that the first one. You know what it is? I write out so many different number ones that I don't think you know what number one is.
How is he supposed to tell if you have...
Well, I got 650 questions. It's hard to choose the first one. Then we ask him a bunch of questions like, is Joy your first wife? We know it's not his first wife, but we just want to know. We want to hear him say no.
Yeah.
Because he left the other wife and the kids.
The problem kids.
Like, here's a question. Are there any children from your first marriage? What are they doing? Because we read in the Inquirer, he didn't even know what they're doing.
He's a grandfather, and he doesn't know his...
Well, that's the next question. He goes, what's your grandchild's personality like? And it's like, ever smelled Kathy Lee's chair? How comatose is Tony Pig? Here's a good one. So what talent do you or did you ever have?
Oh, God. Jesus.
But some of them are nice, like, why have you not gotten one Emmy? Do you really like Kathy Lee singing? Has anyone in your live show audience ever asked for a refund? Who's more difficult to work with during their period, your wife or Kathy Lee?
Oh.
Will there ever be a Regis and Kathy Lee movie? Did you ever dry heave when you saw Kathy Lee kiss that antique Frank Gifford? How big a stiff do you think Kathy Lee's in bed? And it's like endless questions. But here is Regis. Is it Regis first? Oh, no, it's not even Regis first.
No, you just jumped ahead because you wanted to read all his questions.
No. All right, well, we'll get to it. What?
You know, we were supposed to talk to LaToya Jackson right now.
Yeah.
And so her husband Jack is on the phone, but he couldn't wake her out of bed.
Oh.
They want to know if we wanted to talk to him.
To Jack?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there, but we haven't talked to LaToya since she came in here and said she wanted a divorce.
I know. Hey, Jack, are you hiding her from us?
No, of course not, Howard. How you doing?
Hey, Jack.
What, is she on drugs? You can't wake her?
Did you drug her or did you kill her and stuff her?
She's sound asleep. I've been banging on the door. I just can't get her up.
Are you still living with her?
Is there a lock on the door?
Are you still living with her?
Yeah, I am.
And what does she do? She locks you out of the room?
No.
So you can't go into the room and wake her up?
Pardon me?
You can't walk into the room and wake her up?
No, the door's locked from the other side.
Oh, so it is locked?
Oh, yeah. It absolutely is locked. And I tried to call her, the phone just keeps ringing, so I thought I should call you.
You think she's got a guy in there?
I hope so.
I know she's got a poodle in there.
Well, Jack has a weird relationship with LaToya. He never gets sex off her. She can't stand him. She wants him to move out of the house and wants a divorce, but he won't give her one.
Why won't you leave that house?
You know, it's time that I do.
You say that every time we talk to you.
Jack's a pisser.
The moon is going to be in the 7th heaven tonight.
See, Jack's got the right idea. He likes the arrangement. He's like, hey, screw you. You want me out of the house?
I have a problem.
Yeah, you leave. I like that.
Please.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he'd leave me. I'll tell you that much.
So this was pretty funny. I was reading the newspaper, and then I saw it on TV last night.
Right.
So LaToya gets...
She's a big hit over there in New Jersey.
LaToya books herself, or Jack books her into Al's Diamond Cabaret. We know that place. That's where, like, real hardcore dudes go to see naked girls.
Right, because it's complete nudity.
Yeah, they don't want any G-strings. They want pieces of plastic over their nipples. They don't want any of that crap. They want girls dancing around naked, raw,
naked,
bending over chairs, naked, and they're willing to bring their own coolers of beer.
That's right.
Because you can't serve alcohol where women are totally naked. It just doesn't mix. The Alcohol Commission says you can't do that. So if you're going to serve alcohol, the girl's got to wear some bottoms so you don't see her vagina.
But it's not like you can't drink because you can bring the stuff in. I don't understand it.
I don't understand the ruling either.
I think the ruling is that it's bad enough when guys see naked girls and start, throwing stuff at them and poking them with broomsticks and stuff. They're hoping that at least if alcohol isn't sold, maybe guys won't go too wild when the girls are naked.
That's
They went
ridiculous
wild last night, the other night.
when you say you can bring it in, because you know they're going to bring in enough to get themselves into that position.
See, but that was a loophole that the Alcohol Commission didn't realize,
You think?
that guys would just bring their own booze. So, anyway, these guys, I've seen these guys. They stand in line, they haul in entire kegs. So they're drinking like madmen. They're drinking more than if they went to a bar.
Absolutely, because right there, they don't have to go to the bar to get it.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to stand in line. You got your own cooler.
So all these guys went because it said LaToya Jackson's going to be at Al's Diamond Cabaret. And they figure, well, she's going to be at Al's Diamond Cabaret. Every girl who ever goes there gets naked.
So they expect LaToya to be naked, I suppose.
She gets up on stage and starts saying, I'm not going to get naked. And with that, she invites some guys up on the stage, and she takes their clothes off. And one of the things these kind of hardcore guys don't want to see is other naked guys. They want to see naked girls. You know, they're sort of homophobic. They don't want to see a naked guy.
because they don't know what will happen, and they don't want anything embarrassing going on.
So all the guys just started beating the hell out of each other, which made no friggin' sense because, you know, the guy's trying to get a big schnout hanging out of your nose. Don't even pick it out. I want the camera to see it.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Really? Does he?
John.
It's huge. It's a big, giant piece of schnout.
It's still there?
Let me see.
There's no tissue
Now
in
it's
there?
gone.
It's on his fingers.
Yeah.
No, it's not even on my fingers, man. You sure it was not?
Probably on your shirt.
Yeah, I'm sure what I saw. Did you see it, Jackie? Yeah. Anyway.
You all looking at me like I'm gross?
You don't even wash after your wife, Jackie.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't be this.
It's not hanging from my nose.
That's true. All right, anyway, so Jack books LaToya into Al's Diamond Cabaret.
I got to ask him something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When you negotiated this deal, you knew what kind of place Al's was?
I had never seen Al's, but I understand that Al was a very nice guy, which he is. And I understand the club was a pretty good club, which it is.
But did you understand that there was total nudity, hardcore crowd, want
We knew
to
there was
see?
total nudity, and we also made it very expressly explicit that LaToya would not take her clothes off.
To who?
To everyone in the contract.
Not to me. To the contract. Unfortunately, the audience didn't read the contract. So all these guys show up, they're drunk out of their minds. Next thing I know, I turn on the TV, there's just all these guys beating the crap out of each other. And they're all a bunch of big, fat, bald guys. And they're pummeling the crap out of each other. Because they got so upset that she wouldn't take her clothes off.
So they just had to start beating up each other.
They're destroying the bar. They're destroying everything.
Channing, forgot the Channing.
Yeah, and then Jack gets on TV and goes, I'm the greatest promoter. Look at the hoopla that's going on here.
What did he say? I beat the Oscars or something,
Yeah.
he said.
Jack, you're insane.
We absolutely did.
What do you mean you beat the Oscars?
We had the front cover of the Reading News.
That's
The Oscars on the 11th page.
Yeah, but the point is, are people going to show up to see LaToya not naked at a naked place?
They did, Howard. They did. In fact, during the second show, she did 2 shows. And during the second show, they were told at the door, LaToya is not going to be naked. LaToya is not even going to take her jacket off. So if you don't want to come in and pay, you don't have to. And they
So she is
Not even
fully
a jacket, man.
So she's not even provocatively dressed.
No. She had a jacket on, sequins, and high boots. And the show was quite good.
And
the show LaToya put on was very, very good.
I'd riot.
All I know is, so then LaToya comes out and starts undressing some guys, like taking their shirts off and stuff and their pants. And these guys are going nuts. And they start, Jack, you can't possibly call that a success when guys start hurting each other.
You know, what really happened is, Howard, LaToya pulled somebody from the audience on stage and started to undress him. She got his shirt off, and she started with his trousers.
Yeah, but why do I want to see that?
Well, it was going to lead into something else. At that time, the bouncers that worked for Al's didn't know, and they jumped up and pulled the guy off stage.
Yeah.
That's when the people started screaming.
Oh, I see. And then I heard the bouncers started taking their clothes off.
Yeah, well, what happened is they used one of their own employees in place of this guy, and they were booing. And that actually began the booing.
I see.
So now, is this going to continue? Is LaToya still doing a show?
No. She did the second show, even after the riot.
I thought you were booked for like 9 days. I thought you guys were booked there for 9 days.
6 days.
So what happened? You canceled?
She's very afraid. It was quite a riot. I mean, they were throwing beer bottles, screaming, chanting. It was quite frightening.
But, Jack, you can't keep booking LaToya into these things and then she has to leave.
Yeah.
That's very true. Very true, Robert.
Jack realizes that now.
Well, good. I hope the message is sunk in.
Absolutely.
So where's LaToya now? She's in bed?
She's in bed.
Is she unconscious?
Are you not letting her talk to us?
No, Howard, no, I know.
You really? All right. Well, stop by and let me know what's going on.
I will. I will.
The two of you.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I bet we'll see you.
No, you will. You will. We will stop by.
What kind of money can you make it Al's Diamond Cabaret?
A lot of money, Howard. It's a big venue.
But I don't understand something. A guy goes, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he pays, what, $20 to get in?
Pays 20 to get in.
How many people are seated at Al's Diamond Cabaret?
We've got
I'm
300
almost
people.
positive I know what they would get for the week.
All right, what would they get?
What do you think?
Well, if it's 300 people at $20 a head, Al's got to get something because he doesn't make any money on booze.
I say $20,000 for the week.
25 grand for the week.
Really?
No, more than that. More than that. You have 300 people, right?
Right.
2 shows a night.
Go ahead.
That's 600 people. Times $20 a head. Plus, they do sell soft drinks in there.
How much is 20 times 600? 12 grand.
Per night.
So if they split it,
So
with him,
Al's
that's
got
$6 grand times 6. If they split the take with him for 6 nights, that's $36,000.
Wow.
Profit. Plus, they sell water, 7-Up, and whatever they sell for $1 or $2 a drink.
Yeah, but you don't get any of that.
No,
do you?
no.
But they do take. But does Latoya was taking pictures for $30 a Polaroid, right?
Right, and we sold.
And then you get half of that, right?
And she's not even naked. I mean, you, most of these girls charge about $20. They stand there naked and let you hold their leg. Yeah, you at least get to hold the naked girl's leg because if you're, you got to take a look at some of these guys who go to these clubs. You know, I went there.
They're barely human.
Amy Lynn stands there totally naked. Her mom works the Polaroid camera because they don't trust anybody to hold the cash.
Well, she used to. Now I think she takes care of the baby.
Yeah, her mom now takes care of the baby. But when I used to go there, her mom would be taking pictures with a Polaroid.
Right.
And then a guy would walk up. You either got to put your arm on, you got your hand on Amy's shoulder, or you got to hold up her leg.
Right. That was extra money, wasn't it?
No. 9 times out of 10, a guy would hold her leg.
Uh-huh.
Now, with Latoya, hold her finger.
Is that right?
And we charge $30 a picture.
To hold Latoya's finger?
Yeah.
When she falls.
You pull her finger?
Is that really true? Like you get to hold her finger?
You get to hold her finger.
Jack, no, seriously, do you get to touch Latoya in the picture?
Yeah, sure. They put their arm around her.
Oh, they do?
Oh, sure.
And that's $30. Who takes the picture? You?
No, the club takes the picture.
And then who collects the money?
We collect the money.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
You stand there and take the $30 out of the guy's hand?
No, our employee. We have an employee that works with us.
And you trust him to handle that much cash?
Yeah. Plus you sell other things. You sell pictures, posters. I mean, it's quite a thing. It really is quite a thing.
So how many guys would you say lined up to take pictures?
We took a total of 52 pictures in about 45 minutes.
All right, so let me get this straight. 30 times 52.
1,500.
So it's another 1,500 in cash.
Right, they split that. So then 750
Who
goes
splits
plus.
No.
You don't split that with the club.
Not at all. They get $5 a shot. We take 25.
Oh, is that right?
No. So, yeah, you don't.
That's a good cut.
Amy was holding on to all 20.
Yeah, a lot of them go less.
No. You have to give money to the club.
Do you?
Yeah.
She didn't tell me that because her mom was raking in the cash, and she could have stood there all day.
So Latoya did one evening at Al's.
Yeah, one eventful evening.
And some guys get more than one. I got 2 pictures with Amy.
Oh yeah. Oh, guys get. They
Cost
want
me $40.
Guys do like all combinations. They'll be like, okay, me and you and Joe.
Yeah.
And then just me alone.
Yeah.
And then 2 because Joe needs 1 and I need 1.
That's the big payoff. Because I went up and Amy said, "Do you want to take a picture with me naked?" I was like, "Yeah." And I took one, and she goes, "You got to give my mom $20." I was like, "What? Me? I'm a
She
celebrity."
doesn't even give that to you.
Yeah, she goes, "I don't care."
Did you think Amy invented that whole thing?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't know it was such a big staple at these clubs.
Wow, I thought that was pretty
There's
interesting.
probably 9 billion pictures of her around with guys naked.
Where are your pictures?
I took mine home and I tried to find a hiding place for him, like a little stash, because that's pretty incriminating.
Right.
Even though nothing happened, my wife will look at that and go, "Why do you have pictures of yourself with her?" So then I said, maybe I'll just be very open about it and put it like with my, all my stuff, all my radio memorabilia, and I just said, nah. So I took it and then I put it in my paper shredder and shredded them.
Oh, so they don't exist anymore.
No.
I have one though. I have one. It's me, Amy.
Your wife's
Camilla,
different.
Ganji.
My wife gets real jealous.
No, I didn't bring it home.
Oh, what'd you do with
It's
it?
in my drawer on the desk.
Oh.
Yeah, his wife tells him to get that stuff out of the house.
Yeah.
She did.
Did she?
Oh, it's another story.
So Jack, Latoya stood there with the pictures.
Right.
But, hearing the kind of money that could be made, what's the big deal? Let her get on stage and get naked. I mean, she gets naked in videos.
There is no big deal. Absolutely no big deal whatsoever.
Are you trying to convince her to start taking her clothes off?
Would I do a thing like that?
Yes.
Come on, seriously. Have you talked to her about it?
I had a long time with her.
And what'd she say?
She refuses to take her clothes off.
Why, though? She does it in videos. You guys could be pulling down $30,000 a week. Obviously, you can't book her anywhere.
Latoya would have walked out of that club with maybe $60,000
Right.
overall.
After all the nude pictures and stuff.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So why doesn't she do it?
She doesn't want to take her clothes off.
She doesn't even do it.
Morals.
But she takes her clothes off in video. She's totally naked.
Yeah, how did you convince her about the videos in the Playboy?
I'm sorry?
Why does she do Playboy? And why does she do the video?
I think she looks at it as a different way. The Playboy has a video that she does a shot. She shoots it for a week, and that's the end of it.
Get her on the phone with me. I'll tell her what to do.
Anything every single night.
I mean, she's got to use the cash. I mean, you know, get her on the phone with me. I'll convince her.
Well, believe me, Howard, I'm going to plan on bringing her in.
Bring her in. I'll convince her. She's not looking at it clearly.
Not really at all.
Maybe she figures it's useless because you're going to take all the money anyway.
Right. Why should she take all her money for Jack?
Why don't you agree to, like, give her at least 10% of it?
Oh. Yeah,
and then maybe she'll do it.
No, the truth is this. I mean, morally, she just felt very, very uncomfortable then.
Bring her in. I'll talk to her.
Okay.
I can make it happen.
All right.
I know.
What are morals?
I know Jack's panting at the bit to get her in these clubs.
Oh, she would have been nude now. She would have been there all night if Jack could have had his way.
I don't even think she had it going. I think the second show, by them telling her, you're not going to see a LaToya Jackson nude, and by no turnaways. That kind of proved the point.
Yeah, but that only goes so far. Guys want to see her naked and doing weird stuff.
Yeah, they had already driven probably from Delaware or wherever they were coming.
I mean, guys are used to seeing girls naked and taking broomsticks and, you know, beating the women with them.
We had 150 people in line outside for the second show.
Yeah, but that's because they thought she was going to be naked.
No, the 150 extra people were standing in line and scattered and ran when the riot broke out.
Of course. Listen, the reason she doesn't want to do it is she's afraid you're going to get all the money.
I don't think so, Howard, no.
All right, bring her in here. I'll convince her to get naked.
Why would you convince her to get naked? What have you got invested in that?
I'm just trying to help her out, that's all. What is she going to do in a club other than get naked? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's got to make a living, and this is the way to do it.
Why do you know she needs to make a living?
She thinks she's Michael Jackson sometimes. Like she's got some album or something coming out. She's naked. She's
what
got a great body.
What happened with that country album, Jack?
Yeah, there's no.
The country album's doing very well in Scandinavian territories.
The country's about 2 miles wide.
We got all the sweet people dancing to country music.
Yeah, so in Sweden, she should keep her clothes on.
You should go live in Sweden.
Yeah.
Down home, Swedish broad.
Before everything falls, man. You know what I mean? It's not going to last forever, that body.
That's very true.
All right, bring her in. I'll talk to her for you.
I will.
All right.
Yeah, well, I don't expect to see her anytime soon.
Yeah, I know, because he could easily go in there and start banging on the door and get her to the phone.
I mean, didn't she know she had this appointment this morning?
Absolutely.
What, is she not professional?
Oh, no, not at all, Robert. No.
I think he drugged her.
No, not at all, Howard.
He's guilty.
She's tied up.
How do we know she's alive?
She may be tied up in the other room.
Would you ever cut LaToya's throat like O.J. did?
God forbid, no.
Never? Okay.
No.
Just checking. All right, Jack. That is Jack Gordon, of course, the husband and manager of LaToya Jackson, who is obviously having some difficulty getting LaToya naked in these clubs and is relying on me to talk her into it.
Absolutely.
Well, you bring
me, Howard. I'm going to be bringing her right to see you.
Please do.
I will.
All right, Jack.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jack Gordon.
Very strange what's going on there.
Yeah.
He gets stranger every time.
I don't even think she's living there anymore. I got to take a break, then we'll get to Stuttering John with all these celebrities right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
Once again,
Howard Stern. All right, let me get to this Stuttering John stuff real quick. This is Stuttering John at this Oscar party here in New York. So, like, a bunch of celebrities get together and watch TV at Elaine's. It's weird.
Did you get inside, John?
No, we waited outside.
Okay.
Must have been weird in there, because this is a weird concept. Watching TV with a bunch of other celebrities.
Famous people watching TV together.
Yeah, I mean, I could see inviting a few famous people over to my house and watching it TV, but I don't have any famous friends, so. Except for Chuck Norris. And he lives in Arizona somewhere.
I thought it was Texas.
Isn't that in Arizona?
No.
Oh, too bad. Didn't know that.
Some good friend don't even know where he lives.
Some idiot. I don't even know where Arizona or Texas is. All right, here we go. This is Stuttering John with Al Roker. He's a local weatherman. People know him nationally because he's on the Today Show sometimes. Big fat black guy.
Well, not only that, he's now taking over for Willard Scott on Mondays and Fridays or something like that.
He's the new jolly guy, and he's better than Willard because he's black. And getting a happy black guy is like a rarity in today's world. So he's like raking in the dough.
What world were there happy blacks in?
Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I think in the bizarro world. So he's like this real fat, jolly, he's like a grown-up Urkel. And he's a real nice guy. We know him and stuff. And there isn't a white guy on the planet who doesn't think he can beat him up. So it gives you a real good feeling.
Except that he's so fat and big.
Yeah, you can beat him up.
But, if he sat on you, he could beat you.
Right. He's Gentle Ben. So here's Al Roker.
Hey, Al, can we ask you a question, please, for WXRK Radio?
Sure.
Deborah! Why does everyone hate the Jews?
Good. Have a nice night.
Thank you, Al. Thank you very much.
How did he say that? Was he like...
Very pissed off.
Was he?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't hate anybody.
Yeah.
And he's acting like nobody hates the Jews.
He hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah. A black guy who doesn't hate Jews. Go find one of those. Every show I turn on now, any kind of black public affairs show, they're talking about the Jews, and we got to get along with the Jews. It's ludicrous. Why are blacks sitting and worried about getting along with Jews? And why do Jews want to get along with blacks?
5 million Jews in this country. There's a couple of 100 million people. Why do we worry about the 5 million Jews?
I don't know. Because you know what? No one else is talking to the blacks. The Jews, for some reason, have this guilt thing, and they want to talk to the blacks. Everyone else is like, hey, screw the blacks. We're not going to talk to them. Everyone else is ignoring them.
Amazing.
I don't know. It's just weird. But Jews, God love them. They got to talk to everybody. Jews love to talk, and they love to sue. Since they can't sue the blacks because the blacks have nothing, they talk to them.
I saw one show where this one rabbi was on. He goes, I don't worry about the blacks.
Yeah. I never saw anything like it.
It was so funny. He goes, I don't care about them.
He's lying. All right, so that's Fat Al Roker. He don't want to talk about the Jews.
A lot of these are just as quick. Yeah,
all right, here's Mike Wallace of 60 Minutes, no explanation needed.
Hey, Mike. Hi. Mike, I have a question for the extra. Hi. Is it true none of you are getting raises this year because David Letterman got all the money?
What are you talking about? We make more money than Letterman.
Well, thank you, Mike.
What, do you just walk away?
Yeah.
He always sounds like he's on television.
Yeah. He has no actual personality. He's a robot. Here's Walter Cronkite, who hates John.
Hey, Walter, can we ask you a question with WXRK Radio?
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Are there any pictures of you? What? Are there any pictures of you without your mustache?
Oh, are there any without my mustache?
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
You ever do a sitcom?
Goes along with it. Oh, no, I appeared on one or two, just appeared on them.
Thanks, Walter.
Please, you get pissed off.
Yeah, so I wish we were with one of the, like the first question.
Well, if you'd gone with the next question, that would have been it.
Yeah, but
But I was, you know what I was trying to do? He always gets so mad at you.
I know. Just trying to ease them into it.
Ease them into it. Everyone says to me, you blow the guy off. First of all, we were thinking about how funny it must be to see Walter Cronkite with his mustache. He's a real goofy-looking guy. Like, where are these pictures?
It's actually, the mustache helps.
Yeah, so I thought that would drive him over the edge. Just saying, do you have any pictures? Because he would say, frivolous question. F you. Dumb. Dumb. But the next question... Yeah, what was the next question?
Do you think it's wrong that Canadians are allowed to host nightly network newscasts?
She would have been mad about that.
And that's what was the other past win during the news. See, that would have been...
Yeah, well, I didn't know...
scolded me for that.
Yeah, if you had said you have a past win during the news, he would have gone nuts. He would have gone ape. F you. You disgust me.
What are you trying to do?
See, but every time I do that, everyone yells at me and says, why don't you ask him a couple of nice questions?
You know what, I wish... Could I be the judge of... Because I know I only get one now, so could I just go to the,
Yeah, if you know you're only going to get one, you do what you want.
Because I think, these were more kind of written for if I could sit down with them for a little while.
All right. Yeah, well, I don't know.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Feel out the situation. Am I actually giving leeway to John?
You always get into trouble when you do. He's had that option before, and he blew it.
All right, I'll give you the leeway. I trust you. Thanks. All right, here's the supermodel, Elle Macpherson.
Here's someone who, we asked the most harmless question, and she gets angry.
That's what I mean. You can't predict.
Elle, one more. Elle? This way, Elle, please. Hi, okay. Who's our vice president?
What did you just say?
Who's our vice president?
Are you trying to make fun of me?
No.
Are you stupid, a model or something?
No, I didn't say that. What's so bad about that?
Back it up. I'm trying.
Notice she didn't answer the question.
She didn't know.
Yeah.
But in her defense, she's not American, so why would she?
Who is our vice president? Oh, like I'm stupid or something. Meanwhile, she doesn't answer.
Are you making fun of me?
Here's you, Downs.
That's funny.
He doesn't get
Hey, you guys, your question, please, for WSK. Sure. Who do you think would win in late night, David Letterman or Howard Stern?
In late night? David Letterman, probably.
You think so? Why? Are you a fan of Howard Stern?
Yeah, I'm a fan of both of them.
Thanks. To you?
I think Hugh Downs doesn't even know who you are.
I know. I believe Letterman. Well, why do you believe that? I don't want to comment. How do you know? I'm
a fan of both of them.
Yeah, sure you are. I bet he doesn't watch either one of us.
No, but he's heard of David Letterman.
Right. Guy's on another planet. We had a couple of good ones for him. Let me see the list.
You sure we had some, man?
I thought we did.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No, that was actually generic.
All right, here's Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was there.
Donald.
Your ex-wife had
Donald. XRK Radio, Don. How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Do you ever think when he's not fighting, Mike Tyson should be chained up like Mighty Joe Young?
You're doing great.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you.
Oh, you can't corner him.
No. You're doing great. You're doing great work. All right, here's Pia Zadora. Pia Zadora, who, of course,
now,
just broke up with her
why did
husband.
she get invited to this party?
She was waitress.
Oh, she waitress? Oh, I didn't realize.
Anybody gets invited.
Pia Zadora's a big star.
Oh.
All right, here you go. She finally dumped that old bag she was married to.
She had him for long enough to get 2 kids, and he'd have to support her for the rest of his life.
All right. Because he can't possibly be, she's pretty hot. I can't see how she'd be into him. He had to buy her, movies to do, and he actually financed whole movies for her.
Not only whole movies, but remember when he fielded an entire orchestra, paid for an album, and then sent her out on tour with that orchestra?
Someone once told me that he had said to them, and this is a rumor, that he said the reason that he does all this is that she gets the best sodomy. That was supposedly
That's
a quote.
a rumor about all of these situations.
Yeah.
Explain it, wouldn't
It sure would. How'd she look?
She's all right,
Yeah? Nothing great?
Yeah.
Yeah, but have you ever seen him?
Yeah. Here's Pia Zadora. You got a problem with your nose?
No, now what?
Did you hear you breathing?
No.
You got snot noises.
You sure it's me?
Yeah, I'm sure it's you. Here's Pia Zadora.
Pia. When you're at the movies, do you ever think about Pee Wee Herman?
All the time, even at home.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is that? Here's Regis.
Regis. Over here, please. Hey, Regis. Next question. Okay, how do you feel working for Disney knowing that Walt was anti-Semitic?
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't know that. Is he really?
How big a stiff do you think Kathy Lee is in bed? Come on, Regis.
How big a stiff do you think Kathy Lee's in bed? And then he wouldn't answer?
No.
See, the guy doesn't answer. He's a dick.
But he always tolerates me for one.
Yeah. Because he doesn't realize who you are. Next is Carol Jenkins. She's a local anchor woman here in New York. And the only thing funny about her is she's sort of cross-eyed. Is Carol Jenkins the one from Channel 2?
No, you got her mixed up. This is Channel 4. She's not cross-eyed.
Oh, I know who Carol... Isn't Carol Jenkins the one who's adopting Vietnamese children or something?
She didn't adopt Vietnamese. I think she adopted the black child.
Yeah, she's black.
Yeah, I know she's black. She went adoption crazy.
Yeah.
She's going to help all the black kids.
Well, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah, good luck.
You are so pessimistic.
She didn't even make
no way to help this world, is there?
She didn't even make a dent in all the black kids out there.
What are you doing?
I can't wait till the kid grows. I hope the kid grows up and steals cars and becomes a mass murderer.
Yes, what are you doing?
Miss Do-Gooder. All right, here's Carol Jenkins.
Carol, can I ask you a question? Why are the networks so anti-black?
Who's this?
Sean, how you doing? XRK.
Sean, how are you?
Good.
And that's it? They don't say anything?
No.
She doesn't know the networks are anti-black?
No.
What's her beef?
They get kind of stunned for a second.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
All right, this is Regis's producer, who everyone says is now a celebrity because he's on the show, too.
Gelman.
Michael Gelman. How come I don't know him?
You don't watch the show.
Oh. What?
John has to stutter for 3 seconds on every word. There's only 5 words in the question.
On this guy? Why are you getting so nervous about a producer?
I don't know.
He just got you nervous?
It's just, it's not. I can't predict when.
I think John has trouble with the word antique and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Hey, Mike, will you come to XRK Radio? Do you ever dry heat when you see Kathy Lee kiss that antique Frank Gifford?
Listen, man, you gotta stop that. What? No, really, I'm serious. Otherwise, I'm just going to block you out totally, all right? I told you, clean it up, or else we're...
Oh, no.
That's Regis's producer?
No.
That's one of the...
Regis' producer got really annoyed and walked away.
He's a little dink. Who is he?
And now they're starting to reprimand him.
Regis's producer. Who is he? Just tell me to answer the stupid question.
But this is the...
He's like a yuppie who got lucky.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out what the security person is saying. How does he get to decide what is appropriate question?
Exactly. And that's a $4 an hour security guy. He's deciding that the questions are inappropriate.
He's on the sidewalk now. He's like censoring John.
Yeah. Hey, before he was working the sidewalk for $4 an hour. Now he's deciding what should be asked by reporters.
I told you to clean it up.
Clean it up. There was nothing dirty about it.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I thought he meant don't push and shove. That's what I thought. Oh, I'm sorry.
And who's that?
That's the publicist for the event.
You keep asking obnoxious questions? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Who you got next here? Russell Simmons. That's the guy from Def Jam.
Now, this one, John stutters so bad that he's in the middle of stuttering, and Russell Simmons just answers.
Yeah, I got locked up, and Russell thought I was making a joke.
Are you nervous because he has a record company?
No, I'm just like, I don't know why. What? I gotta ask cleaner questions. I didn't even check them. It was the first one.
Offending people, you know what I'm saying? Some of them, I think, are getting a little bit offended. It's like coming out and talking to them.
Yeah, give me the clean list.
Clean list.
Say, Russell, XRK, OJ, innocent or guilty?
I don't know. I've been following it.
How you doing,
I'm fine.
Have you ever, No, I'm not. Have you ever masturbated while driving?
No, I don't drive. I've masturbated while driving.
Thanks, Russell.
You got real nervous.
Yeah, see, he answers. He thinks I'm kidding. Like, because I got locked up. I'm like, and he's like, okay, yeah, good joke.
He can't possibly be offended. That Def Comedy Jam is filthy.
He answered the question. He couldn't be offended.
He's offended by my stutter.
Was your face locking up? And
I
everything?
locked up, and I was like trying to get it out, but it was like nowhere to be found.
I can't wait to see that one on the E-Show.
So he just looks and like says, hey, good joke.
XRK, OJ, innocent or guilty?
I don't know. I've been following it.
He doesn't know.
How you doing,
I'm fine.
Have you ever, No, I'm not. Have you ever masturbated while driving?
No, I don't drive. I've masturbated while driving.
Thanks, Russell.
Man, you really go. That was good. How come you always like you would already introduce yourself and then you were like, how you doing?
What do you mean?
At the beginning, you sound like you're saying, how you doing?
Yeah, because I get him as he's walking in, then he finally will come over to me.
You say, OJ, innocent or guilty? He answers, then you go,
but then
how you doing?
He's shoved around in the mix, then he comes back.
Oh, I see, then you go, how you doing?
So I get him like one-on-one now.
And why do you say, how you doing? You obviously have trouble saying that.
Well, how you doing is easy. It was a question.
No, you were like, how you doing? How you doing? So listen to that. Like he gets him back on the second question. He's like, how you doing?
He doesn't know when he has trouble.
Why would he waste all the time on something like that?
Yeah, why waste time?
If his mouth's working, you might as well ask the question.
It's funny how he thinks.
Like a pre-stutter.
So you
say, Russell, XRK, OJ, innocent or guilty?
I don't know. I've been following it.
How you doing,
Yeah, how you doing?
Have you ever, No, I'm not. Have you ever...
What did he ask you?
Is it a joke? Are you kidding me?
He didn't even take you seriously.
While driving.
No, I don't drive. I've masturbated while driving.
Thanks, Russell.
Now, he's with that model, Veronica Webb.
Yeah, another one.
And Russell's not a real good-looking guy, so he's got to know that she's with him for the money.
Well, he's constantly surrounded by models.
Yeah.
He doesn't go out without them.
And Russell's no good-looking guy. I mean, I'm better looking than Russell. Yeah, he's really ugly. Here's Veronica Webb.
Hey, Veronica, next question. What's the capital of New York State?
Capital of New York State is Albany.
Really? Can you spell kangaroo?
Oh, my God. No, that's too hard for me. I'm a dumb model.
Thanks.
Oh, these models.
At least she's honest.
Yeah. I'm a dumb model. I bet you she can't spell kangaroo. I'll bet you she can't.
You?
She's saying, hey, you're just calling me a dumb model, but I'll bet you she can't spell kangaroo. No way. All right, well, nice job. Good one, Stuttering John checking in, and a little celebrity profile there. And we'll be back right after these words.
Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
pretty amazing. I never would have predicted that out of all of Stuttering John's interviews, the person that he would have pissed off the most was Al Roker. The guy who you never can piss off. I'm hearing music, Fred. You don't hear nothing. You're too busy laughing. You don't hear anything.
No, I wasn't laughing that time.
The person that he pissed off the most was Al Roker. Can you imagine that?
Have a nice night.
What?
Have a nice night.
Yeah. Because he asked about the Jews.
Jews?
Yeah, what Jews? Al Roker. Just the mention of Jews pisses people off. Everyone.
Hey, Al, can we ask you a question, please, for WXOK Radio?
Sure.
Deborah! Why does everyone hate the Jews?
Good. Have a nice night.
Thank you, Al.
I'm not going to. Have a nice night. I'm not going to put up for that.
Hey, Mike?
Sound like he's going to go, good God, what are you talking about?
Do you know everybody's happy?
This is a fun event. We're going to watch the Oscars.
I would just like to put together a clip reel of Al Roker taking the handoff from the anchor person. And it's always Sue Simmons. She has something stupid to say, and then he says something equally stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making notes as what he says every night.
Because somehow he has to relate it to whatever the beginning of his weather forecast is.
Billy might have won the bet. We took bets about a week ago.
I completely forgot.
And how many mistakes Sue Simmons would make in a newscast. She's our local newscaster here in New York. And everybody has a local newscaster who can't read off the teleprompter. You're always amazed because you go, well, gee, their whole job is to read and they can't read.
How do they keep that job?
But Sue, I don't know, she made a lot of mistakes.
We did the 6 o'clock news again, and we made it the entire newscast?
We did the 5 o'clock news again.
Oh, 5 o'clock news, okay.
And we did the entire newscast except for interviews.
Okay, and...
I don't know how many mistakes she made. Anybody got that tape? I'd like to find out who won the money.
We had, what, $180 riding on this?
I think $280.
Wow.
More than 180. And if Billy won, I'll kill myself.
He's got to roll it over. I don't even remember. I said she made
I mean, does it really count if it's been this long?
Yeah.
It's too long ago.
Come on.
You got the Sue Simmons tape?
No, which one? The one that we taped it the night that you got sick.
Right.
I have it, yeah.
Yeah, where is it?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Anytime.
Papa Bohai.
I have it. You want me to bring it with me?
I have it. Do you need it now?
Yes, both. I have it.
Bohai.
You wouldn't want to play that, would you?
I don't know if... I wanted to take some phone calls, too, and I haven't even done that. And, yeah, rack that up, Gary.
Papa Floli.
Papa Floli's going to rack it up.
Papa Popo. Boy.
While you're racking that up, I just got to bring something embarrassing up and just be done with it. So I get a FedEx at my house yesterday. It's from Scott Einziger from E!
Yeah.
We have a whole crew that works in the back room and has, we have robot cameras in here so that our television show can be taped daily. We're so lazy that we won't go out and do a separate, television show, so we just tape the radio show. And that way we have a television presence without doing any work. So the guy who, one of the guys who puts it all together is this guy, Scott Einziger, who's a real nice guy, real talented guy, and I really like him a lot.
And you would say he's the main guy.
Yeah, I think he's the producer of the show.
Yeah.
But isn't Robin...
Not the executive
Isn't Robin Radzinsky also a producer?
I think she's a producer. She might even be associate producer. I know John Reiber's the executive producer. I think.
Well, John has that, but he doesn't do anything.
And then Scott's the producer.
Right. Scott's the one who's here every day. John just calls me from California every once in a while and goes, I got to tell you, you got fabulous ratings last week.
That's the executive producer job?
Yeah.
He sends me notes.
Yeah.
He really nice notes and stuff.
Yeah.
About what a great job I'm doing.
His handwriting's way too neat.
He's one of those E-men.
Yeah. He's totally heterosexual. I know he was even married, had kid and everything. He's got girlfriends. But he is so effeminate.
They worked him over when he got there, no doubt.
Any guy who works...
you think he was more manly?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was a professional wrestler before he got a hold of him.
Better be.
Totally straight guy, but so effeminate.
Sensitive.
Every guy they hire over at E, they turn into a woman.
Women think that's evolved.
Yeah, I mean, even Scott Einziger, who I really love dearly, he's more like a girl than my wife.
He's got to be a man because he's so hairy. I know there's a guy there.
Yeah, but he acts like a girl.
Giveaway.
He's like, hi, bro. That's how he calls me on the phone. He goes, hi, bro. I'm like, hey, dude, don't call me bro, okay? And try to talk like a guy. Hey, bro, I'm thinking of running the show tonight with Richard Lewis. What do you think? Well, bro. And I love Scott. I think Scott's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
And Scott makes my life easy because he's super competent. In fact, all those people are super competent. I wish my radio crew was that. I wish, Gary, you were as competent as Scott Einziger.
I learn from him every day.
Good. Keep studying him. Guy knows how to do his job. I predict big things for him and everything.
He picks up on things quickly.
Yeah. He's a smart guy. So I get a FedEx at my house yesterday. Yeah. Why it had to come to my house, I don't know. Why it had to be a FedEx. Inviting me to his wedding.
Oh.
Did you get one?
No.
It's coming.
Oh.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do you know that for a fact?
I know everybody. Do you know? Look out. Originally, I thought it was just... I wasn't sure if we'd be invited. Then I thought it might
I
be
was hoping I would
just
be.
like what I call, like, the core of us, like, me, you, Freddie, Jackie, Billy, and John.
Yeah.
But then I found out that Scott had a conversation with his future father-in-law, who's putting on this wedding, and said, hey, it's a party, invite everybody. So I think, I believe...
No,
like,
it's a party. Let's get some celebrities there.
I think that, even Ralph is invited, and I think Ganji and Gorilla might be invited. I'm not sure.
Really? Oh, now I'm really not going. So anyway, I get this invite, and it comes to the house, and it's all wrapped. And look, it's beautiful. Mr. and Mrs.
Those, invitations.
Mr. and Mrs. Stern, and the envelope is silken, woven into the envelope.
Oh, look at that. Satin.
It's going right in the garbage. And return envelope with stamp, and a black tie affair at a country club.
The black tie, yeah, you got to wear a tuxedo.
Yeah, well, I ain't wearing nothing, because I ain't going. So, anyway...
You'll be in your undershirt in bed.
Yeah, I'll be home. And in 1995, at 8:45 in the evening.
By the way, I found out that you won't see dinner till close to midnight.
Yeah, well,
it's one of those nighttime weddings?
I will see dinner exactly at dinner time, 5 o'clock. I hear the wedding's going to be a 6-camera shoot.
You know what's going to happen. You're not going to want to go, and it's going to get closed.
Here's the point. Let me take care of all embarrassment right now, because I already talked to Fred. Fred got his invite, and Fred's not going.
Well, Fred's really funny, because Fred came in here, and Fred had a great excuse, he thought.
Yeah.
It was a totally lame excuse. He goes, well, too bad, we're going to be on vacation. I go, no, that's 2 months from now.
Right.
So Fred goes, oh, well, I can't go anyway.
I was fired because I love Scott. I really think he's a great guy.
I think Scott's a great guy. Let me say something, Scott, because I want to get this all out of my system, and I want to talk, and I don't want to be interrupted.
Okay.
I really like you a lot. I consider you a friend and coworker. All right? I mean, I see you every day. We work every day. We talk to each other on the phone. We see each other. There's nobody who is more dedicated to the television show than you. You're always thinking. You're always putting your energy into it, and he's one of the guys who makes the show good, because, like we're putting together a video now for Scott the Engineer to, that stupid song of his. And, Scott's out there shooting video and all kinds of things. He's doing it right. I never have to worry about Scott. And you're a real good guy and everything, and I like it. But I don't want to go to your wedding. I don't want I don't want to be there stared at by your friends, by your father, your mother, who's this? By Deborah Lynn's parents. I guess that's your fiance.
Seal and Harry.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I don't want
Seal
Seal.
and Harry? Oh, boy.
I don't care about Mr. and Mrs. Harry Silverman. Seal and Harry Silverman. I don't care if they see me. I don't want them to see me. I don't want my wife yelling at me before I have to go to your wedding. I don't want to sit there. I don't want to wait for dinner till midnight. Life's too short.
How could I not invite you, though?
Yeah. I'm glad you invited me, but I hope you realize I don't want to go. I'll get you a gift.
That's cool.
How much is appropriate to gift him? Name your price.
A decent, generous gift for 2 people at a wedding these days. I believe a generous gift is around $200. That would be pretty generous.
No, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you 3.
Okay.
Just to get rid of you. I'll donate $300 to your impending nuptials. Pending nuptials. What are you, high getting married, man? You're a young guy. You're good looking. You're going to get laid a lot off TV, man. Just walking around with that camera. What are you doing, you schmuck?
Women at K-Rock. Still will, probably.
Don't you realize at some point your wife's not going to look like the way she looks now? And at some point all it's going to be is her nagging personality?
Ooh.
You're crazy. Get out of it.
Welcome to the club, sucker.
Yeah.
But don't you want to be like Baba Booey and have children?
Eventually. He thinks he does.
I'll change.
So you'll have children.
Proving he's not a homo.
Is that what you're trying to do? Prove you're not a homo?
No.
Don't marry her if you're a homo. Just start dating guys.
I'm glad I'm getting married. I'm real glad.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I hear you're a pussy whip, man.
He's like the robot in Lost in Space. I'm glad I'm getting married.
He's got his fiance.
His program.
First of all, when Scott has to make a big job decision or something, you have to go through his girlfriend.
That's not true.
Oh, come on, bull. That's what I heard. That's what Ryber told me.
Don't even bother to talk to Scott. Talk to her.
Remember when Scott left to take that bad wrestling job?
Right.
And I said, hey, why don't you guys get Scott back? You know, I said, within reason. I mean, try and get the guy back. Yeah. And I really went to bat for him. And Ryber was like, oh, God, I got to call her his girlfriend.
Oh, no.
I go, what do you mean? I go, yeah, she's the one who controls everything.
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Spare me, please.
The night that John called me back.
I don't know. This is the word I got.
Which was like 72 hours after I left.
Yeah.
I was working real late at WWF. I don't edit every night.
What a job you took. He left our show to go work for the WWF. Like after editing Worldwide Wrestling Federation tapes?
There'd be a demand for him.
Yeah, like what would you go on to? A different wrestling federation?
Hi, it's the Letterman Show. We've seen your tapes and we need you.
Yeah, we need you to edit wrestling tapes.
So he called. I wasn't home, so Debbie answered the phone, and so it was a conversation.
No, I've heard that you got it, and you check in with her and everything.
Doesn't she has a beeper, right?
He has a beeper, and I found out what it was for. It's so his girlfriend can call him at any time.
That's not true.
Oh, that's true.
Just for her to call me.
That's what I heard. I heard she's beeping as soon as you get off of here, she's going to start beeping you. Follow him.
I know that she evaluates his appearances on the show.
Yeah.
Everything's been.
Is she real good looking?
Yeah.
Is she? She's got a good body?
Very cute.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I came to a party at my house once.
Who's cuter, him or her?
No, it's Ty. They're both real. I mean...
She got a really good body?
Yeah.
I mean, I figure she must be something special. I'm sorry. What?
She's really thin. She's got a great body. And, you know, a lot of the women at K-Rock think Scott's real hot.
Yeah, Scott's a good-looking guy.
Thank you.
We try getting her on the air, but she refuses to come on.
Oh, she does?
No, what's her problem? It's too good for us? No kidding, man. You're really going through with it. You're stupid. I'm telling you, man.
The invitations are printed now. He's in.
When's the last time you had sex with a different woman? Like, how long you been going with her? I don't get you guys.
Like, a couple years.
Like, you haven't gotten laid from a different girl in, like, a couple of years?
Yeah.
And she's so great in bed?
Yeah.
And she does it all because, man, that's it. That's all you get in the rest of your life.
I know.
And she moves around and everything. Gets up on all fours, the whole deal, huh?
Well, your wife doesn't move around?
Mine doesn't. My wife hasn't moved it during sex in a long time.
Howard was taking what he could get.
Getting my wife to put her knee above her head was a major accomplishment.
I can't believe a prerequisite for you is she moves around during sex.
See what I don't get? When I
think she's trying to get away.
Yeah. I have to sedate her.
Wait a minute. Did you ever tell Gary you were getting jealous of him?
What do you mean?
He came in and one day told you about his Valentine's Day celebration with his wife.
Yeah.
Where she cooked him this romantic meal. So Bubba comes home and there's a beautiful meal and candlelight.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's actually,
I used to get that when I first got married. But you see, I know why I got married. I had no hope in life. My wife is way too good looking for a guy who looks like me.
I've heard you say that, he is your soulmate.
No, that's all a bunch of... I say that in front of her.
That's the Tom Hanks speech.
Yeah, please. Let me tell you something. I could be soulmate. If Robin spread her legs right now, she's my soulmate.
We're soulmates and I don't spread
I could have a soulmate right now with Sally Kirkland naked in a hotel room. Okay?
Oh, you're terrible.
Wholemate was what I said. All right, listen to me. What happened in my case, and this is why I don't understand you guys, and I'm being serious. The thing that what happened to me was I was 19 years old, and I really had a hard time getting laid. And Allison came to my life, and Allison's really cute. I mean, she looks great, you know, and I'm talking when she's 19 now, all right? I'm not talking about the woman you know now. I'm saying she looks great now but she's 41.
You know her age and not your own.
She's had her day in the sun. So, she's getting older.
She's over the hump. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I'm saying, she's no spring chicken.
Oh, Howard, you're not.
I married a 19-year-old.
You're not saying she's hit any wall.
No, not her.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that. I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. But anyway, yeah, right. So listen, when I was 19, I could never get laid. Never. I mean, if it happened, it would happen like on a fluke, like a freaky chick. When I say a freaky chick, like a weird chick, not necessarily ugly.
You don't have to explain. We've met them.
Yeah.
Always
freaky.
Always LSD or alcohol involved.
Right. or lewds, and always like a drug thing. And then all of a sudden, like they were with me one night, and then they came to their senses, and they didn't want to see me
Yeah, as
anymore.
soon as they sobered up.
And the ones that wanted to see me anymore, you wouldn't want to see. I had one follow me around. I swear to God, like a dog. I mean, like a dog face.
Was this in college?
Yeah. It didn't matter, high school, college. In high school, I never got laid. I had one girlfriend, and I had to go drive to the Bronx to get laid. And then when I got to the Bronx, she didn't want to have sex with me.
Why'd you have to go to the Bronx?
Because that's where she lived.
He couldn't find a girl in his own neighborhood.
Yeah.
And when he was in college, he was driving all the way down to Princeton. wasn't
Yeah, because one girl was willing to have sex with me.
You had to go out of state.
Yeah, and then she dumped me because I had a small penis. I mean, I've suffered some really bad humiliations, and then I meet Allison, who's really, pretty, and she sleeps with me every night, and she's really nice. She doesn't hassle me. She seems really nice. And I was like, man, please marry me. I was ready to marry her a week after I met her. I said, I want to grow old with you. I was already like a leech. I'm surprised she didn't dump me. But she, like, really loved me.
But you married her because you felt you could lock it in for the rest of your life?
Right. I wasn't giving that up.
It was like a good mortgage.
It wasn't even like locking it in. It was gratitude.
Yeah, I mean, and also...
He was so grateful that this woman would have him.
And now I didn't have to go to any more parties and try and stand there and pick up girls while every guy got laid. I used to go to parties where every guy I knew got laid, and I'd still be sitting there. We'd go to ugly girl parties, AZA parties. It's filled with just ugly Jewish girls.
Are you saying that when all the other rejects were taken, you were still standing on the wall?
Yeah, well, I would go to parties. My friends would say, hey, we're going to this AZA party. I go, what's that? He goes, it's just like it's just ugly Jewish girls who are dying to have boyfriends, and we can go in there and we'll charm their pants off. I go, really? So, I get all dolled up. I go over to the party with my friends. They all go there, and like I walk in, and there's a room full of pigs. And I sit down, and one by one, each one of them's going off with them. We're all laughing and goofing on the other guy. Look at the pig he's with. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there, and then by the end of the night, I'm on the couch, and there's not one pig even talking to me.
You're pigless.
I'm the biggest pig in the room.
There's still girls without dates.
Yeah, and they're goofing, not even talking to me. So you know what that felt like? So like Allison rescued me from a life of having to go to parties and being goofed on and rejected. And now I go to a party with Allison and be like, hey, F you. And Allison wasn't even interested in other guys. Wouldn't even look at other guys.
She was like totally in love with you.
Totally into me.
From day one.
So how could I not get married? And who would have predicted I'd even be big on radio? I mean, I was awful. As a disc jockey, I was one of the worst disc jockeys ever. I had no voice. I had no delivery. I tried to introduce records. I couldn't even get through a sentence.
So had you been 30 years old, say it's 10 years later, and you meet Allison and you care about her a lot, but you're dating a lot of different women, you wouldn't have seen love in her?
I might have really dated her for like a couple of weeks, but no more than a couple of weeks. I would have been on. If I had the power over women that I have now, I wouldn't get married. And you guys, in a sense, Baba Booey, as my producer, was getting laid a lot.
The one thing you can say about Gary is he did sow his wild oats.
Yeah, I guess, but
I guess he got tired of it.
I don't buy that concept.
Really?
I think the day you stop sowing your wild oats is the day you miss it. And Einziger carries around a camera, and he's always ordering people. He's sort of in show business, and he's handsome. It's all the opportunity you're going to miss. You're so damn pussy-whipped. What are you afraid for a minute? You want to have? You got to be with her.
Married at 19. I'm almost 29 years old.
It's a big deal. Wait till you're 50. See, like Frank Gifford's age, then go get married. Plus, you're going to be doing good in TV and stuff. I mean, you're pretty talented. Don't you believe in yourself?
Yeah, no, I do.
So now it's going to cost you a fortune. You're going to get a good job. You're going to have to get a divorce. You're going to have that stupid beeper going off. You're in the middle of getting laid at some hotel. And you'll be full of guilt. What kind of life is that? Stupid. I'm telling you, man, you're making a big mistake.
No, I'm not.
Think of all the romance that you can have, man. Like the first time you meet a girl and she slides her hand down your pants. Man, you're never going to have that again. I haven't had that in 20 years. I want a new girl to hire. I just want to hire a girl to slide her hand down my pants.
Now, when you go home tonight, what are you going to say?
To who?
The woman you live with.
I love you. And I'm getting married was the smartest thing I ever did.
Just kidding on the air?
Right. Just kidding.
Oh, you.
I love my wife. There is no better woman on the planet. Most guys never would have even encountered this kind of temptation that I get. I'd still be the guy nobody would look at. I have a fluke situation. But so do you, dude. You're in TV. And you're a nice-looking guy. If I was as good-looking as you, I'd never get married.
Why are you trying so hard? He's not going to back out now.
I'm just trying to save him, man. If someone had done this for me...
He's not going to back out now, and they tried to do it for you.
They did. Every one of Allison's uncles came over to me and said, you are an a-hole. You have no idea what you're doing.
Her family?
Yep. Yeah, her uncles came over and go, what are you doing, dude? You could go out. You could date. I was like, I don't want to date. I'm in love. I could care less what you guys think. Every guy tried to warn me.
That feels right now.
I appreciate
You're
the
a
advice.
douche. How long ago did you meet her?
I've known her for 10 years.
Really?
We knew, yeah.
So you haven't gotten laid in 10 years from someone different?
No. We were friends first.
You got a picture of her? I got to see what it is that you're so worked up over.
I know.
You got a picture?
I'll bring her by.
She better be a penthouse pet.
Oh, man.
Dude.
So what
and why you get? You know what I hate too?
What?
You should know better. First of all, why are you making people go out and buy a tuxedo for your stupid wedding? What? You're so important? You're a stupid producer on a damn bad channel. E.
That was not my decision.
Do you think Scott had anything to do with that?
Who decided that? Your wife? What's her problem? Oh, she thinks she's royalty.
They're making a really nice wedding. You know, if I had it my way.
Oh, they're paying for it and everything,
yeah,
like traditional.
I mean, they're doing a nice thing.
And why do you have to eat at midnight?
Well, you don't have
I hate that.
dinner. No,
I have a cousin who did that. I wanted to take her and her new husband and throw them right through a window. I go to, first of all, you know how rude it is to do this? Let me explain something to you about weddings. And I hope everyone listens to me because I know everything.
Not everybody has your schedule, Howard.
No.
Some people are out for a good time.
Let me tell you something. And I'll tell you something because you don't think other people. Let me say something. I read your book. Let me tell you something. I'll get married at midnight. So here's the thing. When a guy and a woman get married, and a lot of their young friends say, ooh, wouldn't it be romantic to have a midnight dinner? And you got to understand something. The majority of the people who come into your affair are older folks. Do you have grandparents?
Yep.
Does she have grandparents?
No, they're not alive.
Oh, good.
You already killed them all.
Because they saw you. And first I have to pay $300 to rent a tuxedo.
Yeah.
So I can go to watch Scott get married and eat at midnight. Auschwitz was better. And I'm going to sit there and watch the nuptials of King Scott Einziger.
Right. I would say these are Broadway productions. These people, this is their one time. They're starring roles.
Yeah, my cousin did this. She gets married, and she's going to have the dinner at midnight. My aunt, who was her grandmother, almost passed out from exhaustion. My parents are old. Most of the people older were like, oh, my God, we just want to eat. We want to go home. We're tired. And people get hostile. They're sitting there hostile.
But there's food before
and my cousin comes out, her and her husband, and they're in big wicker king and queen's chairs.
Yeah.
You're going to have a big wicker?
No, I don't want that.
Are you going to sit at your own table?
He has no say. What do you mean?
I don't imagine I'd be sitting.
Tell me how it's going to go down. What time is the wedding?
The wedding starts at 8:45. I think when you get there, they serve you some snacks.
Before the wedding?
Yes.
Like what kind of snack? Canapé?
Like
canapé.
No, like rugula.
It's a canapé.
Like rugula.
No, come on. What are they going to serve?
Those are called hors d'oeuvres, Howard.
Like little snacks.
What are you? Are you a Jew?
Yeah.
And you're going to serve a rugula?
Yeah.
What?
Pigs in a blanket.
And your wife's a Jew?
Yeah.
Small portion.
Then there's the
There's going to be some party in that bed.
And there's a service. I think it starts at 9:15.
Should always marry a guinea or a spick.
Oh, listen.
Why?
Because they go out of their way. Right, Robin?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Spanish person will take her tongue and put it where you wouldn't believe.
I thought that was Philippines.
And an Italian girl knows how to move and swallow.
Wasn't that a Filipino, though, with the tongue?
Filipinos will do anything. Give their father $12. Come on.
They'll do all that, then they'll clean the house when they're done.
Yeah, right. Oh, please. I would marry a Spanish girl or an Italian girl. Oh, boy. They love it. Forwards, backwards, from behind.
Listen to you again. You didn't wait for your Spanish girl or Italian girl. Why should he?
No.
He wants to be as miserable as you.
Needs a Jewess. So what's going to happen? You're going to go to the wedding, and we're going to wait till 8:45 when you eat canapé, and then you're going to...
The ceremony's probably 20 minutes to a half hour.
All right, so now
And
we're
that's
looking
starting at
9:15.
Well, I think we're looking at a 10 o'clock finish of the service.
Do we all have
Because the rabbi will see me in the audience and start droning on. That happens too, by the way.
Auditioning.
These rabbis love to audition for me. They see me, all of a sudden they perk up.
Yeah. Ooh, I've got to do my best.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to give a big long speech about how we should be nice to people in the world.
I cut this short, but now I'm going to make some remarks.
Yeah. Now I'm going to comment, and it'll be directed at that big dork with the long hair.
You've seen a rabbi look at you and give
Oh,
you
please.
And he's changing it as he's going on.
Rabbis, they love to talk. They're like lawyers. I get the speech from Exodus. We have a responsibility not to make fun of Israel on the radio.
There is enough bad in the world.
Right. There is evil in the world. Jews are persecuted. If you want to make fun of Schwarzers, go ahead. But Jews are persecuted. All right, so anyway. So then, okay, we're going to have a big wedding ceremony. So and is your wife going to have a big formal gown? Is she a princess? She's marrying her prince? Marrying Prince Scott Einziger?
Prince Scott?
I'll be Mrs. Scott Einziger. Of course I have to wear full veil.
Rule over Scott's fiefdom?
What is it, Stuttering John?
Well, you know, the worst part about it is it's black tie event. You know that?
You're going?
Yeah.
Fred, you're not going, right? You've already declined?
I will send a gift.
But, you know,
I'm going.
Thank you.
You are? I'm
Definitely.
not.
But, you know, like, you have to wear a tux, so all the interns go get tuxes.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to go do that? And I'm not going. Scott, I swear I love you. I love your wife. I love you.
Man.
I think you're a great guy. I want to work with you a long time. I just don't want to go to your wedding.
Cool. I understand.
I'm not going to sit around and let people stare at me. So, well, you get married.
Well, that's not very nice.
Jackie said, who pays for the tuxes?
So I assume you're going, Robin, if you get an invite.
Oh, I'm not. I don't care about people, but you say.
Are you going? Are you going?
I don't even have an invitation.
I'll tell you when it is. You're invited.
You can have mine. And I'm not going to see an invitation.
Why mine had to be FedExed? I don't know why I couldn't just come here to the station.
Billy's actually invited too.
Why?
Because I like Billy.
Yeah, but something's unclear about the party afterwards.
Billy will go.
No, I mean, we got an invite to your wedding, and it says something about, going to the temple where you're having it done.
Well, the reception's at the temple.
So where's the wedding?
At the temple.
Oh, it's all happening at the temple.
All in one place.
Yeah, one-stop place.
Hey, Billy, you're short enough. You could stand on the cake. You could be a human groom. This land is mine. Why would you want all of us at your wedding so you'd be embarrassed while we sit there and goof on you?
Yeah, you know you'd never get to hear the end
I can
of
tell
it.
you one thing. Maybe it's not such a good idea having them all there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We goofed on Baba
Oh,
Booey.
man, was his wedding great?
We had a tape of, that Baba Booey, Baba Booey? In the middle of the ceremony, we just hit the tape and went, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
And then,
during the ceremony?
Yeah.
And then Scott Salem sang Hands Up. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But remember, all the while, Gary thought we were going to really disrupt his wedding, so he was nervous.
You didn't invite Scott the engineer, did you?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh. Now, I know he's got a tuxedo for all his gigs.
Yeah, he looks great in it, by the way.
He really
I
adds
see
something
you guys,
to a party.
I'm here every day. I see you guys.
Yeah, isn't that enough?
No,
Why don't you just have a private thing for your family? We don't really care that you get
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know anybody else you know.
We don't even know your wife. We've never even met her.
If you don't want to go, I won't be offended.
Okay, you know what? I'm really happy for you and stuff. I just don't want to go.
Okay, that's cool.
And so I hope that clears the air. And please don't hold it against me. I'll give you a really generous gift.
I really think that's wrong of you, though, Howard.
You're not going either.
I really think you should go.
I would actually like to go if no one else was there.
What if you just went to the ceremony?
Why? Why do you need me there? So what, so your family could say, hey, there's his celebrity friend. He really does work with Howard and he's close with him. I'm not into that.
Don't you think that you have an obligation to Scott?
No. I really don't. I think Scott has an obligation to me.
Can't you just show up so you can take a picture with the bride and the groom for the book?
No. I'm not going. I really don't want to go. It's just awkward and stupid, and everyone expects me to do
Are
dumb
you just
stuff.
saying this on the air and you're really going to go?
No, I really don't want to go. And I never want to talk to you about it off the air.
That's okay.
All right, I'm going to send you a generous check.
Thank you.
Baba Booey says send 200, I send 300.
Papa Bohai.
I'll write the check right now. I'll give you the cash. Where's my wallet? I don't want to go. I don't want to go to that.
You're going.
I'm not going.
Yes, you are.
No, you're going.
No, you're going.
Jackie, you going?
Yep.
Jackie will go.
Jackie loves the parties. Free food and free food.
wine.
Nancy, let's go to the,
We're all going.
let's rent a limousine so that when we go, we get really drunk and we don't have to drive home.
Sirianni moved the gig already.
Yeah.
Only rolled up fish that they eat.
You gotta go, for Christ's sakes. Loosen up. I'll be your wife for a second. You have to go, and so does Rob.
I'm not going.
You have to go.
I don't want to go. I don't want to eat at midnight.
You have to go.
There's a cocktail hour, so there's
Is there?
Cocktails.
Jackie will like that.
Don't we always have fun when we hang out together as a group on weekends?
Yeah, but, Scott's a good guy and everything, but I'm not going to his wedding. I like Scott a lot. I like him better than most people.
You don't want to sit at a table, talk to Scott the engineer?
No. And neither do you.
And his wife.
Boy, that was some ceremony, wasn't it? It was very beautiful. Yeah. I love the quotations. Excuse me, honey, can I get you a drink?
Watch Scott be polite to his wife.
Would you like a Jägermeister?
Start up now.
Would that be a 7-Up, darling? Or a Rob Roy?
Who else did you invite? Not Chisano, did you?
No, it's basically like your staff. Your staff. Kathy's invited.
Oh, yeah?
Richard's invited.
Richard?
Everyone who I work with.
Richard picks carrots out of a garbage pail and eats them.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about feeding
This
him.
will be a special night for him.
You just stick him by the garbage
You
pail.
invited the guy that brings the food in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ganji, too, you invited?
Yep.
I'm not going.
Did you invite Tom?
No, Tom's not.
What about the other E people? Like, is Fran coming in from California?
Fran was invited. I don't know if she's
Fran's not going to go.
Marta was invited.
She's not going to go. They go to Palm Springs every weekend and have their nails done.
And John.
Ryber? Yeah. Well, you guys have a lot in common. You've both been totally pussy whipped by E. Get out of here, you disgust me.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I got to meet this prize of yours.
Right. I'll bring her by.
If you go to the wedding, you could see her.
My wife saw her. She ran into you guys somewhere.
Yeah.
My wife said, yeah, she's really cute. And I said, well, I'm not going to take your opinion.
I'll bring her by.
I'll look her over.
Okay.
All right. Good luck,
If
man.
she's good looking, will you go to the wedding?
No.
Don't you think it's the obligation of a boss to go to his employee's
I'm not his
wedding?
boss.
Yes, he is.
I'm not his boss.
Yes, he is.
And you go. We'll see if you go. If you go, then I'll look
I don't
into
have
it.
anything to do
Most
with
of the weddings you've been to been a disaster in terms of people.
I just don't want to go anywhere. I want to have a nice, quiet weekend. I don't want to be stared at. I don't want to get dressed up.
No, but I can answer that for Howard. I've never heard you come back from a wedding and say, boy, did I have a good time.
Yeah, it'll be a disaster. You know what? I like you too much to go to your wedding and ruin it.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
I really think that this is wrong etiquette.
I got the invite, and I was like, oh, how am I going to deal with this? You know what? I'll just tell him on the air.
So, Robert, that means you're coming.
I don't know Scott. I don't know how he would invite me.
You want to do the truth? I hardly know Scott. I just work with the guy. All of a sudden, I got to go to his wedding, which I don't even agree with. I think the guy should stay single.
Is that your protest?
Yeah.
He's going to jump up when they make that statement. Speak now.
Yeah. Douche. I love you, though, man. I'm happy for you. I hope it works out for you and your wife.
Thank you.
All right. It'll be all exciting. You'll have the same last name. Good.
Is she taking your name?
Yeah.
The Einziger name? What's her first name?
Debbie.
So she'll be Debbie Einziger?
Yeah.
What's her name now?
Silverman?
Silverman.
Oh, so she'll be Debbie Einziger.
Yeah.
That is a big difference. People won't be clear on if she's a Jew or not. Does everyone have to wear a yarmulke during the wedding?
Mm-hmm.
Even Jackie?
Oh, you got to go.
Yeah, we discussed that yesterday.
You got to go.
Conservative temple.
Really? Jackie has to wear one? Scott's thrilled when he gets to wear a yarmulke. Makes it look like he has hair.
He can keep it on after the ceremony.
I could glue this to my head. Yeah.
He gets a black one.
Like to comb my yarmulke.
Just puts on that toupee.
Yeah. Glue the yarmulke to his toupee. Yeah, it's going to be pretty funny.
You got to go.
Just tape it. I'll watch it tape. Okay. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle. Howard Stern Morning. You'll rock all day. 97.1 The Eagle. It's The Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
I wanted to take some phone calls, and I wanted to do a bunch of things, Robin, but I see news time is here, and I'm really trying to keep to a schedule.
Well, you know how you could do that is just by accepting an invitation.
What do you mean?
If you hadn't spent a half hour saying,
Yeah.
no, I won't go, you could have done all those things.
Yeah, well, I feel kind of bad, but
You should, because I think it's wrong what you're doing.
Gary just bet me off the air that I will end up there. He bet me $50.
Yeah?
And I
So
said,
now...
I'm not going. I said, I'll go. Fred will be there before I will.
He couldn't believe it's a sure thing only betting $50.
Yeah, he's a little nervous.
But I think it's wrong for a person who works with you so closely. You should be there.
Such a liar, because you know what you said to me one day? If somebody you work with really liked you, they wouldn't invite you to that crap.
Oh, that is not true. Did I say that?
Yes. That's what you say off the air. They know that you don't want to go, and you know you don't want to be there, so just leave you alone and say, listen, don't come.
I don't know. I changed my mind. You know me.
The only fun aspect now is just watching Jackie and Nancy make a spectacle of themselves at the party.
How can you miss it?
Nancy comes in braless, low-cut top, little short skirt.
And as the evening wears on...
You get a dance with her, you feel her ass. She gets good and loaded.
How can you miss it?
She gives you bedroom eyes. Jackie's wife.
So why don't you want to go?
I can do that. I can just call her up for a date. What do I have to go to Scott Einziger's wedding for? She's as hot as a pistol.
Oh, you're terrible.
You got it last night.
Did you?
Sure.
God, got it. She's your wife. No big deal.
That's not getting, is it?
No.
Or whatever it's called.
She's got a good body, his wife. Super thin with big breasts. Dynamite combination.
Me and her?
No, me and her.
Is that super thin with a big load if you're talking about Jackie?
Yeah. That's her exercise, is to carry Jackie around.
Keeps it trim.
Real good body on her. Always wearing a bathing suit, thong, whatever. Still gets away with it. How old is she? What's she, about 35?
34.
Yeah. Looks
Yeah,
good.
Jackie got a young one.
Yeah, well, Jackie waited to get married. That was about as good as he was going to do.
You think?
Well, Jackie, I think, cheats on the side.
She's beautiful.
I think Jackie nails her and he gets other girls, too.
You think so?
That's always been my feeling on Jackie. And no one will ever convince me otherwise.
I got done with her last night and went out.
Jackie has no guilt. That's why Jackie still plays bad comedy clubs. God's punishing him for cheating on his wife.
He could have a better career.
Yeah.
But he's been cheating.
In my mind, that's what God's little punishment is.
Zanies.
Has to live in Howard's shadow the rest of his life.
Has to go to Slapstick.
Yeah. Works Zanies in Chicago.
Easy picking.
Yeah, well, at least I let her get a lot of different girls.
Sold out.
Why, you think Jackie's faithful?
You know, every time you say all this stuff to me and you make me believe it. But when I see them together, I just can't.
He has a great time with her. But he has a great time with a lot of people.
You would too.
No, she doesn't trust him as far as she can throw
Well,
him.
I know she doesn't trust him.
And with
but
good reason.
I mean, he does care about her.
Cares about her like he cares about Fred. He cares about everybody. He cares about his cat, too.
True.
He loves that cat.
Yeah, but he's petted others.
Yeah, no. He loves them all equally. Fred, his wife, and the cat. No, he has no guilty conscience. He's got a great attitude about it.
Free spirit. It's only sex, I suppose.
Right. To him, it's sex, and sex he has with his wife is
He's
the best.
in love with his wife.
Yeah, he loves her.
Eating ain't cheating.
Eating ain't cheating.
Oh, stop.
I'm telling you.
Come to the wedding, we'll swap.
Man, it's all right.
You'll be there. I bet somebody in the hall, too. I bet Genji.
Go ahead. I ain't going. Not to Heinziger's wedding. Sit there and be stared at by his parents.
It could be rough.
Yeah, and I'm going to wear a tuxedo.
Oh.
That's one thing he could have stood up for us and said, wait a minute.
Not only that, if I do go, I ain't wearing no tuxedo.
Well, you never do. You
No.
went to Trump's wedding and didn't wear a tuxedo.
No.
So why
you
should you
ain't
wear
wearing-
one for Einziger?
If you're not wearing one, then we don't have to wear one, right?
Absolutely, you don't have to. You can wear your same stupid baggy black pants with sneakers. Look like a clown. Why don't you just put a red nose on your face?
Lay off me, right?
He should wear his wedding outfit.
Yeah, you can wear giant shoes and a red clown nose. You don't have to dress up.
Bring a boombox with my music.
Hey, if you're not wearing one, I'm not wearing one. Jackie Parade. Jackie can get really drunk and insult Scott Einziger's parents like he insulted Gary's parents.
Yeah, I mean, as the evening goes on, Jackie will tell more and more racist jokes.
The last time I went to a wedding was at Gary's wedding, and Jackie was at the table. Gary's father comes over, and Jackie just turns to him and goes, "Hey, your teeth aren't that funny." And his father's like destroyed, and is like, what are you making fun of my son's teeth for at his wedding? Jackie thinks he's really going over big. He's just loaded.
I always think I'm killed.
It's like if anyone had any balls, they'd just punch Jackie in the stomach while he's loaded and watch him vomit in the corner.
Yeah,
Jack him up.
Petty Davis thought he was being particularly cruel. Jackie's like that all the time.
Yeah.
He tells the president's daughter that her father has
Alzheimer's.
lost his memory.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
Hey, I'm just trying to be funny.
I gotta read that book.
What's up?
There is one great thing that came out of this entire discussion.
Yeah.
Guess who called offering their services for Scott Einziger's bachelor party?
Ooh, Scores?
Yes.
Yeah, we got to have we do have to have a bachelor party. That I'll go
No
to.
bachelor party if you're not going to the wedding.
When is the bachelor party?
As soon as possible.
No bachelor party unless you go to the wedding.
Stay out of it, Robin.
Well, she can keep talking. It's all right.
He's going to go
I'm going anyway.
I tuned her out 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, right. All right. Black tie affair?
Sure. Just don't get black ties and just wear them.
And Einziger will be out of there in 10 minutes.
I was going to say, I would say Einziger should boycott, but it wouldn't matter. You'd go anyway.
I'd go to his bachelor party whether he was there or not.
If he died, we'd go do his funeral.
Maybe in a couple of weeks we should arrange for a bachelor party.
I think so.
Will he come?
Bring him in.
Yeah, he'll come.
Oh, boy. Beep, beep. That's a tough one.
He goes for like 10 minutes and stares at a girl for a second and leaves.
Really? Because he can't stay there.
That should be a good sign to a guy not to get married when you see a bunch of married guys standing around like dying over girls pulling their pants down.
To go to your bachelor party.
Yeah. It's a good indication of what your life's going to be like.
Invite all his in-laws.
Yeah, have his father.
Oh, dear.
We saw one guy, Jackie worked a bachelor party where this guy gets up, and Jackie was the comic. And
the hooker took him by the hand.
Yeah, so the hooker in front of the guy's dad and the guy's future father-in-law got up on stage, and brother-in-law got up on stage and pulled the guy's pants down and gave sodomy to the bachelor.
Lied him down on the stage. Good girl.
Right in front of the future father-in-law. The future father-in-law was sitting with a big smile on his face.
Away. Yeah. The stage was like, 4 inches tall.
You saying he was smiling?
Yeah.
This whole thing?
Should have married her.
He was proud.
I married the hooker.
I had to take a hooker to a hospital once after a bachelor party.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was pretty funny. She was all bloody.
Yep, we wrapped her up in the sheets and dropped her off on the front steps.
And she goes, is anyone going to come in with me? No. I'm going to be with a hooker.
What, did you leave a sign on her and say, please take care of my child?
Hey, let me tell you something. Her whatever, he just left her. Yeah, he left her all together. We were nice enough to drop her off somewhere. Near a surgeon.
So you'll come to the bachelor party?
Yeah, the bachelor party I'll be at.
Okay.
All right.
In fact, that's Howard's gift.
Yeah. I'm throwing you I'm going to throw you a bachelor party you'll never forget.
Did you have another one planned, Scott?
No, Lonnie had mentioned to me that he was probably going to do something.
Oh, was he?
Really nice.
Lonnie's the man over at Scores.
Yeah, that's nice.
Scores is a weird place. I'm looking in the newspaper today, and A.C. Cowlings, who I'm no big fan of, but A.C. Cowlings, O.J.'s pal.
Yes.
He was over at Scores last night, and he got pissed off because they had a photographer over there, and they were taking pictures of A.C. while he was, getting a lap dance or something. Or the girl was dancing for him.
Right.
And he was like, hey, I don't want a picture of me in the paper at Scores.
Did you see that, how he got in, though? He used O.J.'s Scores card, but it expired a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I don't think Lonnie cares. But that's always weird to me. Like, shouldn't a guy have his privacy?
No, I figure if you're going to go out and do things like that, you might as well have your picture taken.
Get lost. You don't even think that.
I agree with you.
Of course. The guy's here partying. He wants to spend the money.
If he's paying his good money and he's there, just like, why doesn't, you won't show pictures
Maybe
of everyone.
Maybe he wasn't paying money.
Yeah, I told Lonnie.
Figured he was owed something.
I told Lonnie, ever see any pictures of me coming out of that? I'm never talking about your place again.
Are you ashamed of what you're doing?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty shameful. I'm a married man with 3 children. Sitting there looking at naked girls. Hoping they'll rub against my leg.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah. Here's more funny money.
More funny money.
Do you think that we can
the beeper will be going off in Scott Einzig's pants every 10 minutes?
Do you think we can actually break the bank on this one? Every time we've gone, we started out with. I remember we were like, wow, we got $3,000 in funny money, and the next time it was $5,000, and I think the last time we went to close to $15,000.
Yeah, each time we spend more and more money.
$1 million.
Yeah, it'd be $1 million in funny money.
And all of this happens in about a 2-hour period.
Yeah, we go through $15,000 in 2 hours.
Plus shrimp and lobster and steak.
And the goal this time should be less guys at the party, more money.
Yes. Lonnie from Scores is on the phone now.
No.
But it should be. You're absolutely right about that, Howard. There's too much dead wood at these parties.
Hey, Lonnie.
Hey, Howard.
Hey, Lonnie, seriously, how does A.C. Cowlings' picture end up in the newspaper?
Well,
that's not cool. You better never take a picture of me.
Well, as you know, we've never, ever in a million years even considered taking a picture of you or notifying anybody. Or
Thank you.
A.C. was an unusual situation because we agree with you. O.J. is guilty.
Right.
A.C. knows it. A.C. was not a nice guy.
It's a political statement. It's a political statement. Okay, then I'm with you. All right, Lonnie, say no more.
What does the picture show again?
It's just A.C. sitting there with a girl, her beautiful ass, like to the camera, and she's shaking her boobies into his face.
Oh, I got it. O.J.'s guilty.
Yeah. You know what? I never argue with Lonnie because Lonnie's the guy who gives us the funny money so the girls do stuff.
I am not looking for anything from Lonnie. I can say whatever I want.
You know what's real embarrassing about how much time we spent at Scores? Entertainment Tonight did a piece. Demi Moore went down there last week because she was doing a movie.
Yeah.
And they were interviewing all the strippers, and I'm sitting on the couch with my wife, and she goes, recognize any of your girlfriends? And I recognize all of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know her. I know her.
We know every one of them by name. Yeah, they got some good-looking girls over there. So, Lonnie, you're saying we can have the Scott Einziger bachelor party over there?
Of course, I spoke to my boss, Craig Carlino, and he basically says, Howard, anything for your people, and on the odd chance we might even get you, anything you ever wanted.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Don't keep it so bright in there when we come.
Cut the cable.
He does want to see what you're doing.
That's really funny. We go into a room, it's pitch black. We like it. Yeah, well, one thing, Lonnie has a bunch of guys there who hang around and watch me.
Yeah.
And I told him, no more watching me.
well, we want to make sure that absolutely nobody gets in your way, but we'll keep them at a far distance.
Yeah.
And Fred has to see the stairs so he can fall down.
I stay down.
Can you pull all the fuses in the place and we'll bring flashlights? We'll provide our own light.
I thought that the last party, though, I agree with you, Howard. I thought the last party was a little crowded.
You mean too many girls or too many guys?
Too many guys.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, but that was a Super Bowl party. This is different because it should be only Scott's closest friends.
And I think none of his personal friends, just guys he knows professionally like us.
Well, see, that's what I was going to ask. Is this going to be his real bachelor party where his friends get to party with him?
No.
This is his K-Rock bachelor party.
It's going to be me, Gary, Jackie, Fred, Billy, and Scott. And that's it.
That's the perfect.
That's it?
Yeah.
The guys in the back.
Man, you don't need them.
No. You don't want Eric and Scott?
No, Eric likes to dance for the girls anyway.
Yeah, Scott.
You want those guys? More guys, less girls. Or are you going to act like a homo?
It's only 2 more guys.
All right, and you know who else we got to have? Neil, because he's fun.
Oh, no. But then what about... What are you
these are my
friends. You going to get Gay Rich again?
Gay Rich is good because he doesn't take up the girls, and Neil always ends up pulling down his pants.
No, what are you going to do about Gorilla, Ganji, and John?
Don't need them.
Okay.
Extra garbage. Baggage.
Ganji
all I know is the guy keeps bugging me for funny money. What do I need him there?
Ganji puts money down and, eats with the girls and chats with them.
Let him do what he wants. He wants to act like a homo. Let him do what he wants.
Look, that's as close as he gets to even talking to girls.
I want to talk to the strippers.
So, how'd it go when you were dancing?
Yeah, last time at the Super Bowl party, Ganji did his best interviewing at Scores.
Yeah. And tell all the girls that they have to tell me every 5 minutes that I have the biggest genitals.
They've got to be coached.
Okay, Lonnie?
You got it.
Yeah. Every 5 minutes they have to tell me I'm the biggest.
They're into fantasy.
Yeah. That was great. That's how they get all the money out of me.
They start telling you about
They go, you're the biggest. Look at the size of your feet. Look at the size. Look at, I rub my knee against you. Look at that.
And your pockets just turn themselves inside
and I go,
out.
Keep saying it, honey. Here's another 20.
Oh, Robin, I got to tell you, Howard is very popular because it used to be Charlie Sheen was the girl's favorite, Sean Penn, but lately it's been Howard, no question about
those
it.
other guys haven't been in town. Huh?
That's my problem. I always want to be popular wherever I go. I'm always trying to please. With Lonnie's money, I'm the most popular.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Lonnie, we're going to be over there.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks,
very
Howard.
generous of you. Lonnie from Scores. 20,000 in funny money.
6 guys.
6 guys, 20 grand. I want to see what happens.
Yes.
Like pigeons all over.
I can't believe you're saying too many guys. They always have, 50 women there?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's right.
But it's just like the jungles. There are some guys who get all the money, and they keep coming back for more money, and then they say, okay, you 5 girls. First of all, 20 of the girls go with Howard immediately.
Yeah, and you know what? That overwhelms me.
But still, there are 30 girls left for the rest of you.
Yeah, but you want some variety. Some of the girls you don't want to,
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
so you're saying he gets all the best girls?
Yeah, well, quite frankly, I'm the guy holding about 10 grand in funny money.
But if 3 of them converge on you at once, you got to dole out the money.
Yeah, and you can't even enjoy them.
Yeah, the one at a time.
Yeah.
Billy, you're easy.
Yeah. Billy sits down. It's the same girl each time. She just stands there and
he just gives one girl all the money.
all his money.
I love you.
That's actually a cool move. Some of the there's like 3 or 4 of the guys do that. They get
they get wives for the night.
Because Ronnie's like that. You bring in Ronnie?
Yeah.
Because Ronnie gets one girl, right?
Yeah, Ronnie goes, I had the best girl. I go, yeah. And he goes, I kept her all night. I'm like, yeah. Sounds like you're married, douche. To me, you go to strip club, you keep them coming.
The variety is the name of the game.
Yeah, you want monogamy, go home.
Lap is the name of the game.
Right. It all centers around my lap. Lap.
Next.
I need someone to attend to my lap.
The world's most important lap.
Yeah, right here. It's got 20 grand in front of it.
That should be our next promo. The world's most important lap.
Right. Oh, man, it's great. Well, anyway.
Now you're glad he's getting married.
Yeah, now I'm happy you're getting married.
See? He's changed.
When do you guys want to do the bachelor party?
Today.
Seriously, come up with a list of guys, because, let's keep it tight this time, huh? I'm sick of all the riffraff.
I mean, do we care that he's getting married? I mean, does when he's getting married does it have anything to do with it?
When is he getting married?
May 20th, so should we do
What's today?
Today's March 29th.
So let's do it next week. Yeah.
What if he cancels the wedding?
Yeah, don't cancel that wedding until we have the party.
So when do we do it, like middle of April? We'll do it in like 2 or 3 Fridays.
Okay.
Friday's good, right?
Friday's always good. Gets me nice and relaxed. That way I go home and I hate my wife for the weekend.
We'll do it next Friday?
What about the Friday before vacation?
Next Friday? Sounds good to me.
Next Friday's great. No, the Friday before vacation's not that good because we actually have stuff to do the next day.
Yeah. We need a day we can recover.
Don't want to have a tired lap.
You know what? Why don't you wait 2 Fridays? Because I'm still kind of sick.
You want to be recovered.
I don't want to give the girls any.
On the other hand, won't this make you better?
Right, that's what I was going to say. Wouldn't this be a healing experience?
I'm just afraid I'll miss it.
If all the girls lay their hands on you, it will heal you.
Yeah.
You know, but he's going to have a hard time convincing his wife that it's okay for him to go if he's sick.
Yeah, good point, Robin. She's starting to think like I do. Yeah, honey, I didn't even want to go to Scores.
It's Einziger's fault.
I don't even want to go to Scores. It's because of Einziger. We have to do it. That way we don't have to go to a stupid wedding.
Kid's fault. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break and do the news. All right, Einziger, there you go. You're going to have the best bachelor party.
Thanks, boy.
4 guys, 900 women.
Ooh.
That's what you live for.
You really, have you seen him at one of these things before?
He's a big pussy.
Oh, okay.
He's in love. It's like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Do you stay what? Maybe a total of 10 minutes?
No, I stayed longer than that last time.
What?
I stayed longer than that last time.
Stayed longer than that last time. I'm telling you, all these guys who talk like women. Did you stay longer? Did you get a dance?
Yeah.
You did? Mm-hmm. Did you like the girls, or you're not really that interested?
No, yeah, they were nice.
Yeah. Did you get aroused?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Of course.
Okay. All right.
He's lying.
Of course I did.
It was splendid.
Of course.
Yeah. It was the best 11 minutes I've ever spent. I licked the sweat off her.
Oh. Is that the list?
The list is done.
Yes, sir.
Let me see the list of guys.
Howard, Gary, Fred, Jackie, Billy, Stuttering John, Grillo, Ganji, or they're out. I thought we decide. And then Ronnie, Neil, Scott Einziger, and the 2 guys back, and Gump and DePace.
All right. Why are we calling him Gump?
I don't even know his name anymore. Everyone calls him Gump.
He looks like Forrest Gump.
Really?
But that's what everyone calls him.
Yeah, that's nice.
He answers to it.
Does he?
He likes it.
All right. And what about Gay Rich? He doesn't take up any room.
Well, let's because then you open it up to a whole bunch of other stuff.
Okay, because Neil needs somebody to goof on.
Yeah, who's going to dance for Neil?
Well, I like to throw Neil some fresh meat.
So get some other gay guys for Neil.
All right, Gay Rich will
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the real news right after these.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show. Howard Stern Show. 97.1. The Eagle.
Huggin Honda.
Ford, Harleys, and Pure Rock. 97.1 The Eagle. We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Hey, you know what? You'll be proud of me. You know what I got? The unairbrushed version of you from People Magazine.
No, you don't.
And I didn't look at it.
Thank you.
But I'm thinking about looking at it. Can I look at it?
Give it to me. Give it to me. I haven't seen it. Let me see it.
All right. I tell you what. I'll show it to you.
No. Give it to me. It's mine.
If it's not so bad, can I see it?
It's mine.
All right.
Isn't fair.
It's not right.
It's mine.
I say if you have beautiful breasts like that,
they belong to the world.
That you should know better than to jump up in a picture.
Oh, they belong to the world.
Yeah, everyone.
Come on.
All right, I didn't look at it. I swear I didn't. Now, you take a look at it. Tell me how bad it is. It's not sealed, but I did not look.
Who did?
The guy who brought it here, probably, who owned it. The guy from the processing plant. I said, well, I'll take it. I said, but I won't look out of respect to you.
Uh-huh.
But I want you to look at it now. Tell me what it looks like.
I'll look at it in my own room.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Take it in your room. I want to see it.
I looked at it.
You saw it?
I had to.
Oh.
I had to make sure it was the right picture.
Oh, I want to see it.
I had to make sure that the guys weren't, like, yanking us around.
That's not right. Well, I know that... go ahead. We'll take a look now.
I might wait till I get home.
Oh, come on. Let me see what's doing. What does it look like? Let me see.
Go get it, Ken.
Is it for real?
Can we look at it or not?
No, you're not looking at it.
What do you see, like a nipple? What does it pop up out of the top?
Get the picture, Jack.
Come on.
Describe it at least.
Why should I do that? I might as well let you look at it if I'm going to describe it.
Okay, fair enough.
I agree.
I'm not describing.
What is it? You jump up and your breast pops out of the top of your low-cut dance skin?
Yes.
So you can see the actual breast?
Yes.
So let me see. What's the big deal? I've seen your breast before.
No, you have
I saw it in that
not.
other picture.
That was through a scrim.
How about if I give you some Coke?
$20?
What is it?
Times have changed.
So that's the airbrush. Yeah, I've seen that. I want to see that. I want to see that.
Well, just imagine. Draw something.
I can draw it for you if you want.
You looked at it.
Did you look at it?
I had to.
How did you have?
No, because the guys came and they said this was the picture and they wanted to meet Howard. Now, for all I know, there was a piece of paper in there. I had to make sure there was an actual photograph.
Why didn't you call me to make sure?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do this on the air.
Because he's a dirty old man who wanted to see you.
You know that we...
Bastard is why.
Howard, you know that
You've actually seen her naked, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Well, from the back. He didn't see the front.
Well, now I've seen it all.
You know what? I believe Robin will show me the picture, so you don't have to draw anything in. I believe she will show it to me. Because it's art. Come on, let's do the news.
Something. Well, very sad news today for Carroll O'Connor, the man who we all knew as Archie Bunker from All in the Family.
Yeah.
He got a call yesterday from his son, Hugh.
Hugh Bunker?
Hugh O'Connor.
Oh, that's right.
And then he had to make a frantic 911 call to the police, but they were unable to prevent Carroll O'Connor's son from committing suicide.
That is the angriest way to do it, to get back at your parents. He killed himself in front of his father?
He wasn't in front of him. He called him on the phone and told him he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Here is Carroll O'Connor. Play them in reverse order, the last one first.
Okay. So
and
that
if you
would
get
be...
this right, maybe you can see the...
All right, now that's fair. Maybe really concentrate. This would be number 4 then, would be the last one.
Yeah.
He called me today and told me that he was going to shoot himself.
Wow.
So then he got on the phone and called the police and said, I've talked to my son, I think he's suicidal, and he's a weapons collector. So
bad combination.
Police made their way over to the house. I guess Hugh held them at bay, and then at some point they heard what sounded like gunfire. So here's Carroll O'Connor again.
I'm working backwards.
Yes.
They thought they heard the shots, and I guess they did. Just one shot in the head, sitting on the sofa.
How's Edith taking it?
He wasn't married.
He wasn't in real life?
No.
Someone told me he was. Was he Carroll Jr.?
He was Hugh.
Hugh?
Hugh O'Connor. And Carroll says that he blames the drug dealer.
Oh, he was on drugs.
Yes, his son had a long history of drug abuse, problems with drugs. He had been in rehab 3 times. And this time, apparently, he said, he didn't want to take the time to go through a drug rehabilitation program that would last several months. So he was just going to kill himself.
Yeah.
And I said, well, isn't that kind of faulty logic? Go away for a few months or go away forever.
Well, the guy's depressed. And you know what? I don't blame the drug dealer. There's something always heavier.
Well, yeah, that's always a way of not reflecting on what you might have contributed to your son's discomfort. But,
and also, you know, Carroll might have been the greatest father in the world. It's just that like some kids have weird perceptions, and that's the way they're going to be.
True sign of a guy who has children himself. So.
What do you mean? Did he have? Was he like married and stuff?
Who?
Carroll O'Connor. Was Carroll O'Connor like had a tight marriage and everything?
I have no idea what his marital history is, but he's an actor.
Right.
And his son had to get work from his father.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he was working as like some deputy sheriff on the show.
That's bad. That's a bad one. That's a tough one. That's a tough road.
Yeah. So anyway, here's Carroll saying that he's given information to the police about this drug dealer.
I used to make deliveries to my son in this neighborhood. And he's as responsible for Hugh's death as anybody on earth.
I don't know about that.
He says Hugh had a 16-year history with drugs dating back to his teenage years. And just didn't seem to be able to shake it. But Carroll also said that maybe it's time to start considering. He used to be one of those people who was just anti-drug and thought that all of the money to fight drugs should go into the enforcement of the law. But now he's thinking that maybe some of those people like Joycelyn Elders, who said maybe we ought to look into the legalization of certain drugs, maybe they're on the right track.
Of course they're on the right track. All drugs should be legal. Who cares? Not that would have saved his son. If his son's suicidal,
it
has
nothing to do with
well, at
whether
least
he's taking drugs or not. The drugs weren't he wasn't having problems getting the drugs.
He still has Meathead, though, as a son, right?
He's not a real
kid.
son.
No?
No.
That's right. It's his son-in-law.
I don't know if Carol O'Connor has other kids. But
he has Sally Struthers.
That's not his daughter.
No?
That was TV. Don't you know the difference between TV and real life?
No, someone told me that was his real daughter.
But what was interesting to me, he had a co-star as well who had a drug problem. That Howard Rollins, who used to work on In the Heat of the Night with Carol O'Connor, was always in trouble with the law.
So what you're saying is that a lot of people who get around Carol O'Connor turn to drugs.
I don't know what his problem is. Is he that unbearable? People have to go on drugs?
I feel bad for the guy. You know, whenever you lose a kid, it's real tough. But like, it's really weird when like a kid calls you up and says, "Okay, I'm going to kill myself."
Yeah, Dad, I'm going to shoot myself in the head.
Yeah, that's like you have to announce it to your parents. That means you're really angry.
They
about
also
something.
say he left a message, and one of his problems was Hugh's problems was that his marriage was breaking up, so that contributed apparently to his depression.
Yeah, but now he's free to date.
He didn't see it that way. He was like Scott Eisinger. He was
really? Really in love? Dummy.
So, sadly, Hugh O'Connor killed himself, it seems.
Now his wife's free to date.
As a result of a long bout with drug abuse.
Well, that's sad.
Also in the news, Michael Jordan. We were speculating as to what kind of a basketball player he'd be when he came back. Well, he showed everybody last night when he met the New York Knicks. He scored 55 points.
Everybody really takes delight in defeating the Knicks and embarrassing them.
Just brutally.
Yeah, they love it.
What is it about that team?
Well, it's just New York. Everybody hates New York.
Yeah, but also, while we were away, there was a whole bunch of stuff in the newspaper about how Pat Riley can't control some of these guys. They're uncoachable or something.
Yeah, well, who knows?
You know, he's got one guy on the team just won't listen to him at all. He says, don't show up. The guy shows up. It's amazing
like my
group
crew.
of people.
Yeah. I fire Gary. He shows up the next
Comes
day.
in anyway.
Yeah.
Pat Riley's having the same problem.
Michael Jordan has 55 points against the Knicks, and yet the score.
That's the highest number of points scored by anyone this season.
And that the final score was 113 to 111, so evidently it was a close game.
Yeah, and according to Baba Booey, John Starks, once again, was the guy who blew the game for the Knicks. He was the guy who blew the series when they were playing in the playoffs last year.
Everybody has said that John Starks has never recovered from Game 7 last year, that when he came back this year, he was really bad because he was so bummed out about how bad he played.
Right.
So he's been making like a lot of stupid mistakes, although he's playing better now than he did at the beginning of the season. But they inbounded the ball and it hit his foot, and, you know, and that was the end of the game.
Ugh.
Get rid of him.
He's just an obstacle on the course. So anyway, here's Michael Jordan crowing about how good he is at basketball even after not playing for 3 years.
Well, he's got something to crow about. 55 points is pretty good.
I just let my game go. I let my game come to me. I forgot how to make a statement. So I was just trying to get myself into a rhythm and not chase things, just let things come to me. And I was shooting the ball very well.
Evidently. What was the rest of the team sleeping? He scored over half the points.
Yeah, I guess the ball just always comes to him. He's like a magnet. And here's Jordan again.
I can feel when I can hit 50. I feel that rhythm. I feel that zone, in a sense, that everybody's talked about. And I didn't know it was 50. I knew it was a lot.
Yeah. Is that guy Stark suicidal?
He doesn't, you know, he doesn't seem to care.
I mean, there's a guy with worse luck than Ron Goldman. Guy Stark. And nothing bothers him.
They all handle it well. You know, what the big rap against the Knicks is that they have no leader, and that Ewing won't step forward. Like everyone thinks that Ewing.
That's because Ewing thinks he's going to be a male model next year. He's going to lead basketball.
But everybody thinks that Ewing, he's the big guy on the team. He scores all the points. He had a great game last night too.
Right.
Just that they lost. Everyone thinks that Ewing should step forward, and he should have gone and spoken to Anthony Mason and said, "Hey, shape up, listen to the coach, let's all pull together."
No.
But Ewing just walks away.
Hey, what does he need that for?
What? He's not a father. He's not that guy's parent.
Yeah, he's like Jackie. He wants to be everyone's friend.
He makes all the money, and he's a team leader.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they pay me to play. I don't have to sit there and motivate some guy.
All the great teams have had great team leaders.
Yeah. Like the Knicks used to have Willis Reed.
Right.
I don't know who else.
Ran out just after
Earl the Pearl.
Well, they had a lot of other guys, but they stunk during that time.
Yeah. So Michael Jordan's a real good basketball player. What's news in that?
Aren't we glad he's back? A Manhattan doctor dubbed the Sperm King has been ordered to close his sperm bank, Howard, because he allegedly failed to screen some donors for the AIDS virus and other infections.
That's going to be my name on the air now.
Sperm King?
Sperm King. And that will defeat Cowman in Chicago. Whatever that guy's name is. Man Cow.
The State Health Department says that 11 days ago it revoked Dr. Joseph Feldshuh's license.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Must be pretty bummed.
He was doing, I guess, more of these sperm donor things in the city than anybody else. But he wasn't screening anybody, so people were coming down with infections and all kinds of things. Very, very sloppy work there.
Sounds like he's really into his job. Him and Stark on the Knicks.
In Miami, a doctor believes that he's found a way to sterilize women permanently without surgery, scars, or anything else. All
Boil them. Boil their vaginas.
Is squirt in a substance similar to super glue.
Right into the private parts?
Well, here is the doctor.
Oh, cool. You mean if I just squirt some crazy glue into my wife, she can never have another kid? I have to actually go to a doctor to have it done. There's got to be a side effect to crazy gluing your vagina.
Looks like a model airplane.
Can't get in.
I think you get high when you sniff it. All right, here's Dr. Greg Berkey.
What we can do is using the X-ray machine, we can actually stick the small catheter into the fallopian tube, through, first through the vagina, then through the uterus, and then the fallopian tube. We can do it non-surgically. And then once we have the tube out there, we can inject the methylphenylacrylate, which is...
It's like, guys have always been doing weird stuff to girls.
Yes, and this is just another one.
This is just another crazy gluing them through the vagina.
It's kind of like in the family of super glues, you can think, but it has actually very unique characteristics.
Isn't this the guy who cured hemorrhoids by stapling the sphincter shut? Isn't that the same guy?
I don't think so.
We got to take a break. We'll be back with more important news about your vagina when we get back.
Look out! We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Okay. I was just studying this picture in the Daily News of A.C. Cowlings at Scores, and there's a stripper over him. He has a full arousal in his pants. Wow. What is the size of that? That's right in the Daily News on page 6. It's A.C. Cowlings on a couch with his legs spread. He doesn't want to be photographed. You see why. He's completely aroused in his pants.
That's what you're talking about.
That's the position every guy is in it that scores.
I don't know why you're embarrassed.
Because he looked like a horse. Did you see it?
I'm looking at it now.
Look at the size of that thing. I know.
There's nothing to be ashamed of, is it?
Yeah, I guess not.
Robin's in love.
Oh, yeah. What do you see?
Well, since we're speaking of AC, we might as well speak of O.J. Yesterday, Alan Park, the limo driver who was there the night O.J. is accused of killing his wife and a friend, took the stand yesterday to recall having to ring the buzzer several times to no avail, and he also testified to the fact that he didn't see any white Bronco at either entrance when he drove up to wait for O.J. Simpson to take him to the airport.
The guy was a great witness for the prosecution. Really great.
Yeah,
Best friend of Nicole.
No Cato Kalin.
Yeah, he can answer questions. Guy's obviously observant. It's part of his job to keep track of the time. He knew the time of everything. He saw O.J. walk into the house.
And there was an awful lot of O.J. and Cato commotion.
Yeah.
That he testifies to, which is very interesting.
Didn't Cato say he didn't see O.J. that night?
Well, he claims that the one time he did see him, he just wanted to help him get his bag to the car. But this guy testified to O.J. and Cato running back and forth into the house and out again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. There would seem to be a lot more interaction between Cato and O.J.
Yeah. So I thought that was rather interesting. Here's a little bit of his testimony. Marcia Clark and Alan Park.
Clark and Park show.
You see that white Bronco in this photograph, sir?
Yes.
Was that white Bronco there at the time you drove by it about 10:22?
I didn't see it.
Hey, look out. OJ's eyes were rolling during this guy's testimony. OJ was laughing.
Yeah, he's awfully animated.
He laughs the whole time, and he gets Cochran laughing, too. It's like, listen to this. Man, this bull. What is he talking about? Oh, man.
Remember, did you see the part where he had to stand up?
Yeah.
So that, Alan could determine whether he was about the size of the guy he saw running across the lawn?
Yeah, he saw a 6-foot black man about the size of OJ run across the lawn when OJ said he was sleeping. Yeah.
It is an illusion.
Yeah, in Brentwood, where there's a lot of black guys.
Could have been anybody.
It could have been anyone.
It happens.
And OJ's laughing and yakking it up because he wants the jury to say...
And he gets up and he smiles, a big smile at the jury.
Yeah.
Hi, it's OJ.
Yeah, and that ain't me. I don't know what this guy's
I
talking
don't know
about.
what he's talking about. Look at this smile.
OJ's so guilty.
So anyway, here's more of the testimony between Marcia Clark and Alan
Park.
A few times he repeated how hot he was. 2 or 3 times he said, man, it's hot. And I told him that he can turn the air conditioning on.
And
which
did he?
I remember hearing it come on, yes. He also had the seat that he was sitting in, he also had the window down.
Oh, boy, he was trying to cool off.
In other words, why doesn't Marcia just say, in other words, OJ had just gotten done killing a bunch of people and he was all sweaty. She can't say that, though, because everyone objects.
Right.
So OJ finished killing everybody, quickly got back into the limo.
Jumped into another set of clothes and ran out of his house to jump into this limo, and he had no time to calm down or cool off.
Right. OJ, man, what was in his head that night? What was he thinking?
In the paper today, the Daily News says that there was a flurry of calls on the day that Nicole Simpson was killed to the 2 women that OJ had in his life. He made, in a 12-minute period, 6 calls to Paula Barbieri.
Oh, where is she?
And unable to get through to her, I guess, he started calling his ex-wife and got her on the phone. Could find her.
Yeah, lucky her.
And they allegedly had an explosive argument during that call.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
They say this obsessive dialing frenzy fits into the prosecution's view of the case.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Nicole's bloody ghost comes and visits Cato and haunts him the rest of his life.
Do you know, it was very interesting to me, Marcia Clark pointed out toward the end of Cato's testimony that, he has all these lawyers who are working on contingency, fielding all these offers, and he possibly has, book deals and so forth. Do you know that after his testimony, he held a press conference?
And what happened? No one showed up?
No, there were reporters there,
Really?
and he answered questions, but I refuse. I will not even honor it by playing any of it, because it's ridiculous. What does he have to say?
He has this to say.
There is a book deal.
Book deal. Guy's a retard.
It's like a 3-ring circus out there with those OJ people.
I tell you something. Either he's the world's stupidest human. I always thought Stuttering John was the hero of the stupid.
It must be OJ.
Or he just has something, he just doesn't want to really be too anti-OJ up there because he's hoping OJ gets off and he gets to live back in his jacuzzi.
Yeah, OJ will support him for the rest of his life, I suppose.
You know who worships Cato?
Who?
Tom Chiasano, our general manager.
Why do you say that?
He just thinks he's really intelligent. He thinks he answered the questions perfectly. That if he ever goes on the stand, he said he would answer.
To be like Cato?
He would answer just like Cato, he said. That's what he told me.
Well, here's a little bit of Marcia Clark and Cato Kalin. I will only play his testimony.
Hey, here's Tom. You worship Cato.
I am sorry, absolutely, positively do not.
Oh, so now you say that on the air.
Yeah.
Off the air, Cato's your hero, and you think he answered everything perfectly.
You're lucky.
And you thought he was really smart.
You don't have a knife.
You're not saying you'd kill me, would you?
No, I'd try and wound you.
Tom does not agree with Cato. right?
It's horrible.
It is.
I mean, he's a horrible witness. Obviously, he's lying.
Yeah.
Or he's not lying. He's just trying to do everything he can to not tell the full truth, or did everything he could to not tell the full truth.
Yeah, like when he goes, I just want to tell the truth.
Yeah, and he asked every question, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, everything's evasive.
I liked it when Marsha Clark said, "Do you need Mr. Shapiro to help you with the answer?"
Shapiro. Yeah.
Different levels of upset.
So you don't like Kato?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, let's hear Marsha Clark with Kato Kaelin, some of his final testimony yesterday.
All right, this is for Tom. I'm going to play this for Tom. Okay.
You stayed on that beautiful estate. Yes?
Yes.
You had access to a famous celebrity.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
When you went out to see your friends, you could tell them that you were living on Mr. Simpson's estate, couldn't you?
I could, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, sure.
You didn't do that, Mr. Kaelin? You never told anyone you lived on Mr. Simpson's estate?
Well, some people knew. Close friends.
Oh, then you told you.
I never did that. Oh, but then you told some people. Oh, I did that. Guys, like, what planet is he on? Look out. OJ, I'm going to ask the Magic OJ 8-ball if he thinks he's going to get off. This is a Magic OJ 8-ball. You can ask it any question you want, and it will give you an answer. Isn't it time to ask Magic OJ 8-ball if he thinks he's going to get off?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Let's do it. Magic OJ 8-ball. Will you get off?
I plead the fifth.
He's still not ready to say.
Well, then I'll ask the Jerry Seinfeld 8-ball.
Oh, no.
Jerry, do you think OJ will get off?
That is true.
He thinks OJ will get off. Want to ask the Jan Michael Vincent 8-ball?
What are you doing?
Jan Michael Vincent 8-ball. Will OJ get off?
Huh?
I have the Joan Rivers 8-ball.
Well, what does it think of the OJ case?
Joan Rivers 8-ball. Do you think OJ will get off?
I don't think it's going to work out.
Oh, that's the Jan Michael Vincent. What's he doing? He sounds like Joan Rivers. No. Joan Rivers 8-ball. I screwed up. I mixed up my 8-balls.
Not hard to do.
Joan Rivers 8-ball. Do you think OJ will get off?
Yes.
Wow.
Seinfeld said yes. Joan says yes.
What about the Arnold Schwarzenegger 8-ball? Should we ask him?
Absolutely.
Arnold Schwarzenegger 8-ball. Will OJ get off?
That's correct, yes.
Wow. You got any questions for any of these 8-balls?
Well, I wanted to know if I'm going to show you my picture.
Oh, your nude picture?
Yeah, my nude picture.
Which 8-ball do you want to ask?
Ask the Jan Michael Vincent 8-ball.
You like him?
Yeah.
All right. Jan Michael Vincent 8-ball. Will Robin show me her nude picture?
We'll talk about this later.
You don't want to talk about it now.
Oh, he doesn't know the answer, huh?
Any questions that you need to answer? I have a full array of 8-balls in front of me. Anybody else have a question? Jackie? Fred? Billy? No. Okay.
No question?
No question? Jackie?
Did you see that girl who went to the stand after Kato Kaelin, that Rachel Ferrara, the girl that Kato kept calling?
You know, that's how I got sucked into watching. I told you I'd never watch the trial again, but Ralph calls out. He goes, you got to turn on the TV. There's a really good-looking babe on the stand. I didn't think she was so good-looking.
Well, she was an attractive, and she seemed like an intelligent woman.
Yeah.
And you wonder, what the heck was she doing with Kato Kaelin?
Well, now I see why they had hour-long conversations. She did all the talking.
I got a question for Jerry.
What's the question?
Did Shoshana have sex with anybody else while they were broken up?
Okay.
That's a good question.
Jerry Seinfeld 8-ball. Did your girlfriend, Shoshana, have sex with anybody while you two were broken up? I'd like to know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry. I feel bad for you. Did Jerry have sex with anybody while they were broken up?
Jerry, did you have sex with anyone while you and Shoshana were broken up?
I don't know.
That's a strange way to answer that question.
That's the way the 8-ball goes. He knows less about it than we do. That's what's great about it. Jackie, don't you want to know if you'll score any good reefer tonight?
Who would I ask? Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger 8-ball? Okay.
Oh, why don't we ask Jim?
Will Jackie Martling, Arnold, score good reefer tonight?
Absolutely, you can count on that.
Oh.
All right.
I got a question for Jan Michael.
Okay, Jan Michael.
Jan Michael, will I ever get to smoke pot with Willie Nelson?
All right. Will Jackie the Joke Man ever smoke pot with Willie Nelson, the greatest pot smoker of all time?
I don't think so.
I'm done with the 8-ball.
I don't think so.
Take it.
Very good.
All right. Will Lyle Lovett and
Go ahead.
Julia Roberts ever get back together? Is this it? Is it really over?
Who would you like to ask that? Yenta
Let's
Joan
see.
Rivers?
Joan Rivers, yeah.
Joan Rivers 8-ball. Will Lyle Lovett and Julia Roberts get back together?
Probably.
Let's ask Joan if she's had sex lately.
Have you had sex lately, Joan?
Ha.
Very good.
Don't get her to reveal.
Sounded like a yes to me.
Well, anyway, in the paper today, they say that Lyle Lovett and Julia Roberts, Julia Pretty Woman Roberts, have officially split up. They issued a statement that said, "We remain close and in great support of one another." But they are legally separated following 21 months of marriage and rumors of problems. I don't think they were together more than 2 months in that whole 21.
Yeah, the problem was his face. Let's take a break and we'll wrap up the news, Robin, right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Stay right there. 97 Waltham. This is 97.1 The Eagle. You're listening to The Howard.
AC and Paula Barbieri were in town this week having dinner, and that while they were having dinner, OJ called them on the phone.
He's just living the life, even in jail.
Yeah, he demanded to talk to Paula. What's that, OJ?
OJ, I'm eating dinner with AC. I can't talk right now. We're ordering salad niçoise.
Our entrees just came.
Our entrees are getting cold, OJ. AC and I are discussing the case.
Is she ever going to testify?
Oh, I hope so.
I'd like to see her on the stand.
I'd like to see her naked on the stand. See OJ jump out of his chair. Wow. That's my woman. Get away.
I don't know, Kato. Can she dress like that as a grandmother?
Questions that fill up OJ's head all day. That'd be a good cartoon. Like, you see OJ's head and then all the things that fill up OJ's head. If a woman wears a tight shirt, could she be a grandmother someday?
Lots of deep thoughts.
I only killed her because she wouldn't listen. Oops, I shouldn't even think that.
You know, I did dream about killing her. Maybe I shouldn't take a lie detector test.
Yeah.
Testify when you're dead.
That's why OJ said he wouldn't take a lie detector test, because he did have a dream about killing her.
That's right.
I love my kids, but I don't love their mama. I think everyone's trying to talk about how good a parent OJ
father he is.
That's what LT was saying yesterday. LT, Lawrence Taylor from the Giants.
Well, look, here's a guy who has his children living in North Carolina.
Yeah. It's just me. Hey, the guy loves his kids. How could he kill his wife?
My kids came out of it.
He figures OJ stayed in the same state with his kids. He
must really love them. All right, Robin, let's not hold you back from
Speaking of kids, a 12-year-old girl in the Bronx has been transferred to another school after hitting her teacher in the face. Meanwhile, investigators say they're looking into charges that the mother allegedly threatened the same teacher who was hit by her daughter and throwing her against the wall. This teacher is fighting back. They wanted to send her to another school, but she said she liked working in the school that she did, and she does the job because she loves it, so they finally decided to send the student elsewhere.
Yeah, we had a student who knifed one of the math teachers. Same problem.
Well, you know, when I heard the charges that they were leveling against the mom, I said, I can see why the girl hit her teacher.
Yep. When Fred was 7, he poked his teacher in the ass with a pointer.
And finally this morning, I just wanted to talk about my favorite person.
Jackie!
Close. John Tesh. I missed this. Somebody sent this to me as a fax. They featured him in Newsweek magazine, and I just learned so much about John when I read about him. You know, he's one of the #1 fundraising offerings during the pledge drives for public broadcasting stations across the country.
Really?
He's playing his piano with the Colorado Symphony Orchestra behind him and gymnastic accompaniment.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's unwatchable.
It's raining, I understand, this thing, and John's just pounding away the keyboard, and the orchestra's going.
The whole audience is sitting there in the rain, and John Tesh, that's the puppet who reads the news from Entertainment Tonight.
For Entertainment Tonight, yes.
He's sitting there, and it's raining, and the guy comes out and holds an umbrella over his head, so the music doesn't have to be interrupted. That important noise he's making with the piano.
Was he at a baby grand?
Yeah. Big black baby grand.
Electric.
That was a big baby grand. An important piano for important music.
Not only does he do Entertainment Tonight, but of course he has this music career, and they say that he takes his CDs on QVC, one of the home shopping networks, and last November he sold 90,000 copies in 90 minutes.
I actually saw that appearance.
Really?
I'm a big John Tesh fan. I sit there in amazement.
Everything he does?
I love to see guys who should have no career have a career. Yeah, I saw him. He was playing on QVC, and people were ordering like crazy. They had to have the CD.
Well, when he's not playing music, he's co-hosting Hidden Keys to a Loving Relationship, that infomercial with Gary Smalley. When he's not doing that, he might be introducing West Side Story on TNT. And if all else fails, he'll just get on the Internet and interact with his fans.
And if that fails, he'll clean your house.
He started out as a news anchor and sports reporter. He worked for CBS Sports, and a producer there says that they used Tesh's music in 1987 for the Tour de France.
Oh.
And the whole time Tesh was there, they felt that they were only scratching the surface of the man.
You know, I got to be honest with you. I could write the same music. It's no different than any beautiful music station. Where is his record? We should play a little.
It's a dramatic, weird, life-affirming.
Yeah, it's
all crescendos and
it's Yanni.
Yeah, climactic moments.
Important music.
In fact, he and Yanni are very good friends and
Are they?
once toured together. Yeah.
A whole night of indistinguishable music.
They just hit it off. I can't imagine why.
Johnny and Yanni.
The Johnny Yanni tour. Hi, John. Hi, Jan.
The CBS producer said, this is a well so deep, everybody's now discovering that the man has layers.
Chris says that's why the guy's name's Yanni, because everyone's yawning during the show. I saw Yanni on TV the other night. It's the same show as John Tesh. You know, he plays the music.
Right. You can't remember one of these tunes once they're done.
But at Yanni's show, it's real cool because they flash to Linda Evans, and she's like almost orgasming during the concert.
Well, I'm sure eventually John will realize that and get Connie Selica to do the same thing, because according to them, she fell in love with his music first.
Yeah. Well, look at his face. Well, Connie Selica, I mean, and him together is a big mismatch, and she's a real piece of ass, and he's all excited that he has a top celebrity in bed with him. And
he sent her this Tour de France tape. You know, she was staying in some hotel or something. He sent it up to her room, and she fell in love with the music.
And he has a nerve doing marriage consulting tapes, telling guys who are married to, like, you know, some ugly cow how they can keep their marriage together.
Guys married to the women who come to his concerts.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a hard time keeping my marriage together with Connie Selica. I think I could think of ways to be interested in her.
He says when she finally said yes to marriage, he cried.
I can believe that. I'll give you some music. Some important John Tesh music.
He started his own independent label.
This is the song he wrote about Connie, which is the same exact song that he wrote about everybody else.
And let me see, the name of the record company, Howard, is GTS.
Let me guess. Selica is the S.
Mm-hmm.
T is the Tesh.
Yeah.
And G must be for Gilby, their son.
Gib, or whatever his name is.
Gibby.
Yeah. Gibb his stepson. He's got to have his name in there, too.
Yeah, because he has to prove that he loves the stepson as much as his own kid.
His own. Prima.
Prima. There must be a party in that house. We're so lucky. We have a lot of money, and we don't have to do anything for it.
Listen to this, Howard. You know how that concert tape wound up on PBS?
How?
He approached them and asked them if they wanted it. Then he took his own money. He put up $1.7 million.
So that's a criminal act that he has $1.7 million.
To produce the show.
Connie, I love ye. I love you so much. I can't believe a big, empty, puppet-headed guy who reads off a teleprompter could get you. Connie, don't run off with Yanni. Stay with Johnny. I'll name my company after you and your son. I'll treat your son like he is my own. I will name my record company GTS. T for Tesh, S for Celica, G for Gibb. My stepson, I love him, Connie. I'll never cut your head off like OJ did. I want you to see the bolts in my neck. Play my music loud and puke for me so you'll stay thin. We'll be happy together. Don't, Connie, become a coke whore like Robin did.
Oh, boy.
Connie, I love you so much. If you opened up my skull, you'd see an imprint of your crotch on my brain. That's how much I love you. She is a hot number. I love Connie Celica. The idea that she goes to bed with him is a joke.
If she said yes to marrying you, you'd cry.
I sure would. I'd be weeping. Connie, I'm so full of myself. There are two people inside of me. I'm successful for doing nothing. Even when I was at CBS, they didn't even know how to tap into all of my talent. They didn't know how to use him. But he reads off a teleprompter on Entertainment Tonight.
Well, that's just tip of the iceberg there. Man has layers.
You know, there's something to be said for a guy who, like, takes his music and sells it on QVC. And I mean, he's making a lot of money, I guess. I don't believe it myself. I'd like to see the actual figures.
They're saying that Christmas album went gold.
Yeah, oh, come on. Gold. Probably bought them all. It's like Scientology. They tell you that.
And overall, he sold 2.3 million records.
Oh, come on. Yeah, Imus is number one in cars.
So there you go. John Tesh.
And Evergreen pays their bills.
A man for all seasons. That's all I have to say.
Connie.
I'm through.
All right, let's do some plugs and get out of here. I'm through, too. Jackie, congratulations to you on your Wild Comedy CD and cassette. $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. This Friday, March 31st. Jackie's going to have two really big shows at Slapsticks in Baltimore, Maryland. For
and
jokes.
they're both sold out, aren't they, Jackie?
Absolutely sold out. 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service. We're counting down the days so we can get Robin's book in the bookstore. How many days do I have left?
Probably about a week.
A week? I don't know if I can hold out. But we're looking forward to that. Also, this Friday, be sure to see Fred Cougar Norris Camp at 7 Willow Street in Portchester. Call 914-939-1474 for information. You can join Baba Booey this Saturday at the grand opening of Burger King on Hanover Street and Route 38 in Pemberton, New Jersey from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m.
He's working the fry counter.
Don't miss, what's he going to do at Burger King? Do not miss Stuttering John and his band tonight at Tramps at 51 West 21st Street in Manhattan. The show starts at 8, and some of the proceeds... All right, thank you. Don't miss... oh, you know what? There's an Andy Kaufman special on TV tonight at 10 o'clock on Channel 4.
I mention that. I got to remember.
It's very good. Bob Zamuda sent me a copy of that. Evidently, he feels I have a lot of clout. If you're planning a wedding or party, you need a DJ. Call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040. I think the special isn't so much about Andy Kaufman. It's more to explain what Bob Zamuda did for a living before Comic Relief.
How's he getting to come?
Yeah, right. Like, what does he do? He works himself into the special about 4 or 5 times.
Well, he wrote it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow. Welcome to Chicago. Glad to be back on in Chicago after a short hiatus. We got the shaft, but we're happy to be back on again. And we'll see you tomorrow.
97.1.